What's going on, guys? Austin, good to see you. Okay, one more beer. Miss Amy, good to have you tonight. Stephen Manis, good to have you, brother. Y'all let us know if y'all can hear us. We've got this thing set up out here on the back porch and kind of got the microphone in between us, so let us know if y'all can hear us or not. Yeah, I just got the alert on my phone that we're going live, so. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. I appreciate it. Good to have you on this impromptu live show. Kip, how's it going, brother? Good to have you. Austin Dudley gets the big winner for being first in tonight.
Yeah, I'm normally first, but
Yeah.
now that I'm on this side of the camera,
Yeah,
I don't get to win tonight. Austin gets it.
we're doing good, Stephen. Thank you. Mark, good to have you tonight. Miss Rhonda, we love you too. Ray Guy, good to have you. Brother Mac, good to have you tonight. Oh, Harley, you got the lead slinger?
It's at the house in the freezer still.
Same old story,
I
Mac.
haven't touched it. It's still in the freezer.
Same old story, Mac.
Well, but it hasn't been touched. It's still in the freezer. When I found it in my cooler, I was actually doing a demo, and a customer asked me for a bottle of water. I reached in blindly and pulled out the lead slinger. I was like, whoa, hold on, ma'am. She was like 70 years old, bless her heart. And I said, let me get you a bottle of water. That's not a bottle of water.
Yeah, she might have needed a little lead slinger.
I think she wanted the lead slinger. Her face lit up, but I said, no,
Yeah.
we ain't doing that today. So, yeah, I put it in the freezer at the house.
Jim, good to have you. Dale, Justin Stanley, good to have you, man. Stephen, I told you not to do that, man. Gregor, good to have you. Well, let me tell you guys. First off, we're dedicated to you guys like y'all are dedicated to us because we have set up in a storm. It had just passed.
It got
Dave
bad.
C., good to have you. Elvin, good to have you. As y'all can see back there, there's a canopy right there. And I know y'all have seen the blue canopy that's on the, usually,
Yeah.
on the other end of the pool. Well, about 7:15 while we're setting all this stuff up, it come a downpour and 30-mile-an-hour winds. That blue canopy is now upside down on top of the bird bath over there.
About half full of water.
Half full of water. The camera, it flipped over and it was on the ground, and that canopy was covering my Kamado Joe. So I run out there, grab the Kamado Joe, thank the Lord that the canopy didn't turn it over because we'd have had a mess and wouldn't have had a loud show because I'd have been crying. Pulled it in and kind of gathered everything up, reset up everything, and here we are. I hope that the worst is past us. But yeah, we had a downpour, nasty wind and everything else, but we're here and hoping to have a good live show with the Smith brothers tonight. Not really a whole lot officially planned.
Nope.
We're just going to shoot the breeze with you guys. If you got questions, let them roll.
Yeah, whatever questions you got.
We're also going to be, we had an idea tonight of looking on Facebook tonight and just see what the craziest things that we see. We're just going to let y'all know what maybe the top 10 craziest things that we see on Facebook tonight as far as barbecue stuff goes. But we're not going to go off the rails about it. We're just going to laugh about it and keep on going. No big deal. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Edward's Sister's Hands, my
Best
man.
name ever.
Love it.
Best name ever.
Before we do anything else, Dean, good to have you. Before we do anything else, mailbag time, real quick. My man Stephen Manis, one more time. get a box. Harley comes walking in with the box, actually. A bag of B&B lump charcoal. Love it, man. Stephen, thank you very much. Expert's choice. I think it's what's Texas style.
Yeah, Texas style, which I've never used. I've always used the regular B&B and all the charcoal grills that I have at home. Never once used the Texas style. Never need, to be honest with you, never knew that existed.
Yeah.
I mean, so to see that, that's pretty cool. I've always used just the black bag of the B&B, and it's been outstanding stuff. So that's pretty cool. Steven sent that.
Awesome.
To you.
So Stephen, again, man, appreciate you so much. And then on top of that, I didn't even see it at first. I had to go back.
I did not see it.
And Harley missed it. He missed it.
Well, I mean,
had to go back to the box. We were so excited about the lump charcoal that we didn't see what was in the bottom of the box. And in the bottom of the box, Stephen also sent us a cast iron skillet, a Lodge, brand new Lodge cast iron skillet. One of the biggest skillets I've ever seen in my life. And I'm fixing to show it to you guys. Y'all ain't gonna believe it.
No.
Harley, I might, if I can't pick it up, but I'm gonna get this thing right here.
You lift with your legs.
I'm trying to lift with my legs. Look at that thing. That's the biggest cast iron skillet I've ever seen. Look at that thing. Lodge on the back. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, there's the ingredients, the recipes are endless as to what you can fit in that thing. That's going to be awesome. Stephen, once again, thank you, man. Awesome. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with that. So thank you again. I say it all the time. I feel like I got the best subscribers on YouTube. I really do. And I mean that. So thank you. Austin says anything Texas style is probably the GOAT. You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. And again, thank all of you guys for showing up. Miss Amy, Miss Rhonda, thank you guys especially. We like seeing the ladies come up in here as well. So glad all you guys made it.
I can't see any of that.
Yeah. Where's your phone?
It's over there.
Nobody's gonna be in timeout tonight.
Yeah,
nobody
over there.
Nobody's in timeout tonight.
Yeah, my phone is on the table, guys. No timeout tonight. Unless things get a little rowdy, they'll pick it up and it's gonna be over. I'll drop the hammer. But.
And while we were getting ready, by the way, earlier today I made some more Mississippi pot roast. We ate on that.
Outstanding.
Brandy made some pan fried fresh green beans.
Super good. And
some cabbage with bacon and bacon grease. And then while we were setting up, we cooked some bacon, a little bouquet of bacon. So we're going to be snacking on that while
that's got some of the big game rub on it, doesn't it?
Bacon, Wright's bacon with the big game rub on it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, to be honest, pretty daggone full from that pot roast because it was so daggone good. But you can't pass up, candied bacon with some Traeger big game rub.
That rub sets it off.
It really does.
That does.
It kind of is a game changer with it. It elevates it to another level.
Wow.
That's some good stuff. And that's one of the things I use a good bit. I use it all the time. Use it all the time for demos.
Very good. When the bacon starts to get foamy, it's just about done, homie.
That is very true.
Love it. And that's a true fact. Very good. Kit, where is Rick, by the way? Well, Austin was the first one in.
Yeah.
So he gets to say when we can start the show. This is the pre-show.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome. Easy Bake Barbecue. Good to have you. Watching on the phone as I drive to get dinner. Hey, just pull to the side. Pull to the side. This may be too much, and I don't want to be responsible for an accident or anything. Austin says whenever you're ready. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's do it.
So, if anybody's cooked anything today, I realize it's not quite the weekend yet, but for us, it's kind of the weekend. Yeah. Harley's on the way. Harley's got to work tomorrow. Harley, tell them where you're cooking tomorrow and kind of what that's all about.
Yeah, tomorrow for the company I work for, everybody knows. For the most part, if you don't know, if you're a subscriber of Jus Piddlin Barbecue, I work for Traeger Grills. I'm fortunate enough to get to work with a lot of good and great dealers. I get to feed a lot of great people. Part of my job is to do demos at stores. Tomorrow we're in Lumber City, Georgia, at Lumber City Hardware, doing a demo down there. So if you're in the area, come out and check them out. But we'll be cooking some great stuff, everything from whole pork loins to a apple and an apple caramel dump cake. I can never say that correctly. So, and then we'll be cooking some buffalo chicken legs. We'll be cooking all kinds of stuff, and that's one of the great parts of my job is to be able to really connect with a lot of good people by cooking some good food. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And by the way, Harley does a great job. He can cook up some legit stuff.
I appreciate that.
I mean, legit stuff. That ribeye rice that you do.
I started to do that for tomorrow, and I said, well, we got enough stuff because I'm doing some candied sausage tomorrow and all kinds of stuff. I started to do the ribeye rice, and that's some really, really good stuff. And it's actually a recipe that came from, we had some leftover ribeyes. We had some people that was supposed to show up that said they were our friends, but to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of friends, so and I'm great with that. Outside, I
don't either, except for these guys.
Exactly right. So we had a bunch of leftover ribeyes, and it was on a Sunday morning. The kids said they were hungry, so I grabbed what was in the pantry. We had some boiling bag rice, so basically minute rice. We had some brown gravy and au jus mix, the cheapest you can find in any grocery store, and then we had 4 ribeyes. So I sliced up the ribeyes that had already been cooked, threw them in a disposable pan, large disposable pan, with some of that gravy, just the gravy powder, the au jus mix. It was 4 packets of the gravy powder, 2 packets of the au jus mix, some chopped up Badea onions. There was 2 of them, and then some chopped up mushrooms. Didn't matter which kind. A little bit of salt and pepper, and then added the rice to it, and about 7 cups of water. And when you know it's done is and put on the grill at 350, 375. When you know it's done is when all the moisture, all the water is absorbed into the rice, and there's not much liquid left at the bottom. Pull it off, and then it's ready to serve. And it's great stuff.
It is. It's good.
It was actually featured not this past Memphis in May, but the one before that in Food and Wine magazine by a nice lady there. She's about 62 pounds and said she was hungry and was talking to Chad Ward.
Obviously she was hungry.
And I come over with about a 6-pound boat full of ribeye steak and rice, and Chad forced it into her face, and I don't think she's eaten any meat or rice in probably about 26 years. And then she took one bite, and she was like, wow, can I put this? I was like, yeah. I said, but you're going to be disappointed by the recipe. And she said, no, I do all kinds of, write-ups on recipes from, filet mignon to, beef, blah, 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 to, all this kind of, beef carpaccio. And I said, well, this is all the cheapest store-bought stuff you can buy that you could ever find in your life, and something I made for the kids. And I think after I told her the recipe and she had promised to put it in there, she was a little disappointed. But she did put it in there. Granted, there was about 2 paragraphs. Granted, I never saw it, but a few other folks from Traeger Corporate saw it, and so it was pretty cool.
So let's back up just a little bit, try to catch up a little bit. Harley, somebody asked, somewhere, I'll try to find it. Dave Cooper said, cheers, Harley, for last night's advice on the 780.
Cheers, sir.
Austin, don't ever pull a Mike Tabor again. That's not good. Cooper the Great, good to have you. Owl's Nest Barbecue Show, good to have you, man. He says, do you know Doug
Sheeting?
Yeah.
Yes. I've met him twice up at Traeger Corporate. Pretty cool guy, great guy. He does one of the Traeger shop classes. Great guy, very easygoing, very likable. I've only met him twice, so I don't know him very well, to be honest with you. He doesn't know who I am for sure, but pretty cool guy. From the 2 times that I met him, seemed like a neat guy. I do follow him on Instagram, Facebook, that kind of stuff, and I like his recipes. They're definitely more refined than what I cook. His competition stuff is a lot more refined.
You're kind of more of a cook from the hip kind of.
Yeah. Just shoot from the hip. Just, let's see where we end up, and it always turns out pretty good. I'm learning to not be that way from guys like, Curtis Nations, Chad Ward, definitely, Diva Q, because her stuff is very methodical and great stuff. It's to have the opportunity to work with people like that is phenomenal. It's something that I could have never dreamed of. But Doug's stuff is very, very fine tuned. I will say that from what I've seen online. I've never tasted his food. I've never personally been at a shop class or demo of his. But he seems like, from what the couple times I met him, really nice guy. Just really nice guy.
Austin says, I made the stuffed avocado bombs tonight.
Oh, man, that sounds
and they were pretty darn good. That's awesome. Austin, I also need an update on your grill situation. And I don't mean to laugh, but at this point, it has become kind of comical in a way, and not a good way, but in a way. So
yeah,
give us an update on that, on the grill situation.
Yeah, it's starting to get out of hand.
Also, Jim K, who needs friends when you got Jus Piddlin barbecue? That's what I'm talking about, Jim.
Right.
And I think Jim lives in Brunswick.
Really?
Jim, tell me if I'm wrong. Yep, we've kind of exchanged some things through the mail, and I believe, if I'm right, Jim lives in Brunswick. Well, I may be wrong, but I think he does.
And I'm going to be in Brunswick on Tuesday.
And Stephen's in Brunswick now.
Well, I'll be in Brunswick on Tuesday of next week. There's a brand new Mace Hardware opening up in Brunswick. I'll be there training all the staff after 3 o'clock. So get a chance to stop by. We're going to be cooking some food and just doing some good old training about the grills, about grills in general, about all kinds of grills. So, yeah, come on by.
Mike Tabor. I'm telling you, Mike Tabor, God bless you. If I'm ever in a bad mood, Mike Tabor's going to make me laugh.
What'd he say?
Wait, which one is Sandy? Oh, dog.
Yeah. I take offense to that, Mike, to be honest with you.
Easy Bake Barbecue. This is a good question. Forgot to ask last night, when you're checking temps with your thermopop, are you checking more for temp or for tenderness? That's a good question.
That's a great question. Initially, you're checking for internal temp to see if it's done. Once it reaches that done point, no matter what you're, for me, and I'll just say that for me, no matter what your protein is, what the meat is.
This bacon's off the chain.
It is. It's good stuff.
I'm telling you.
But after I make sure it's done, say it's chicken breast. Once I make sure that it's done to an internal temperature of at least 165, then from that point, especially on a thermal pop, I put my thumb over the digital readout, and I'm just checking for that tenderness to where that probe moves in and out just completely smooth, zero resistance or minimal resistance, to make sure it's at the tenderness that I want. And that's the most important thing, is that it's the internal tenderness that you want. Now, if I'm being honest and being fair, my wife wants it to be as dry as a bone and just burnt to a crisp. Especially steak, she wants it to be to where you can bounce it off the concrete and catch it in your hand.
Ooh.
Um, but I will tell you, when you get past that outside crust, it is just, I mean, it's so tender, it's like a pot roast. Um, if it's done correctly, the way that she tells me to do it. But yeah, initially you're checking for internal doneness. So whatever that minimal internal temperature should be. Then after that, you're checking for, you're not even looking at the initial readout, you're looking by feel. So you need to close your eyes. What I do in my backyard, like a Jedi Knight, which I am, and then checking to make sure that it's
Lies.
as tender as I want it to be, with zero or minimal resistance. That's what you're looking for.
Now, with that being said, I kind of go by, small stuff for me, small stuff like chicken breasts, pork chops, stuff like that. I cook until the basic guidelines for internal temp.
Exactly right.
But stuff like large briskets, pork butts, whole chickens, stuff like that, the chuck roast in there.
Yeah.
I didn't even care with these chuck roasts for the Mississippi pot roast what the internal temp was. At one point, after I had everything in there and had it foiled up, when I stuck the probe in there, it was like at 210 degrees. But that was with the steam and all that stuff in there, making that chuck roast tender. But what I was testing for was just that it slid in perfectly to where I could pull it apart with two forks. Now, sometimes that'll give you a little false reading. So what I did was, about an hour before it was really done, I thought it was done. I poked the probe down in there and it slid in fine. But still, sometimes when you want it pull apart fork tender, the connective tissue will still hold it together. And so I undid the foil and tried to pull it apart with forks, and it still didn't want to do it. So I just wrapped it back up, put it back on, and let it go for another hour, and then it was perfect. So larger meats, it's more for probe tenderness. Your smaller cuts, like chicken breast, pork chop, stuff like that, it's for internal temps.
And that's a great point too, especially with that Mississippi pot roast or something like that, a meat like that, because when you're sticking that probe in, you're actually going with the grain.
Yeah.
With how it's sliced, at a good 2 or 3 inches, 4 inches, sometimes it's going with the grain of the meat. So it is deceiving. It'll make you feel like it's super, super tender, but you're going in between the fibers of the meat sometimes. So it will give you a false reading, as opposed to if you stick it through the side, then it'll kind of give you a different reading. But it's always been my opinion and my experience, especially with something like a pot roast, it's still best to stick it from the top. And what that's going to do too is it's going to give you a bearing of, hey, we're at the point to where it's getting tender.
Yeah.
And I need to check it with a fork.
Yeah.
To where I don't dry it out, I guess, is the best way with a pot roast.
Mike Tabor says, sorry I'm late. Just found out mom has a broke rib. Mike,
man,
prayers to your mom.
Yeah,
sorry to hear that. I hope she gets well quick.
Yes, sir. Man, I hate to hear that.
Sorry to hear that, Mike. Kip, if you get a chance, come on back on, but appreciate you joining us. I know work takes priority.
Yeah.
See what else we got. Gregor Miller. Hey, just FYI, Perfection is a site dedicated to D2 and Damascus steel sharpening.
Huh.
Thus the blade. Oh, awesome. So that's the blade. Gregor's the one that sent me the knife.
Okay.
And
That's
that
pretty
D2
cool.
is the blade. Awesome.
Nice.
Great info, Gregor. Thank you so much. And I used that knife today, by the way. Awesome.
Well, and I picked it up a little bit ago.
Yeah.
That thing, I love the weight of it. It's got a good heft to it. I was super surprised about how sharp it is with, how much you used it lately and everything else. But just right out of the box, man, that thing will peel your face off and you won't even
Yeah.
know that it's gone. I mean, it's super sharp, feels great. The handle fits great in the hands.
And it's beautiful.
And
That handle's beautiful.
that's the thing. It's almost one of those things to where you look at it and go, man, do I really want to dirty this knife?
Right. I was wondering if I wanted to use
I
it
know.
or just display it on the countertop, but I've always been of the opinion, like these guys that buy these, a 1965 Shelby GT 500.
Yeah, I'm going to drive the hell out of it.
And they never put
There's no way.
They never put it on the road.
No.
I'm finna burn the tires off.
I'll go ahead and tell you, Geico's going to get a couple policies for me because I'm going to wrap it around the tree at least 2 or 3 times because how can you not drive something like that? That knife is the same thing.
I'm going to drive.
It's the Shelby GT of knives as far as in that category. It feels great. Looks beautiful.
Ben says, have you visited the Traeger HQ in Utah and where do you like to eat in Utah? That's a great question.
That is a great question.
I'm going to visit this Yeti over here while you answer that.
Yeah, I've been there, let's see, 1, 2, 3 times, and I'm getting ready to go back in August for a sales training meeting, and then possibly before that in July for a dealer meeting up there. My favorite place to eat up there, I can't remember the name of it, and there's 2 locations, but it's of all things, it's actually a taco place. They have everything from beef cheek tacos to beef tongue tacos. Their beef tongue tacos are outstanding. The only place I found that's better is this past week with Curtis Nations up in Atlanta, at a little taco place, hole in the wall place he goes to. Again, can't remember the name of it. Sorry about that, guys.
Way to go.
I know, but that taco place is outstanding. Other than that, to be fair, if I'm being honest, the best place other than that taco place I've eaten.
I appreciate that, Holly.
What?
You gonna say here?
No, in Utah. We're talking about Utah. Is actually at Traeger HQ.
But like worldwide, it would be here.
No, it would not.
No.
This is really good.
No love.
But I got to say, my backyard isn't no slouch either. We do some pretty good stuff back there. But yeah, Traeger HQ, because the culinary staff there that comes up with all the recipes that are on the Traeger app and all that kind of stuff, they feed the entire corporate staff that we have that supports, stupid guys like me out in the field in the sales team. They give them lunch every single day, and they cook all the great stuff. And to be fair, not only is it to feed the corporate staff, but it's also to field new recipes as well, to go on the Traeger app and all that stuff. So when we go up there, the last time I was there, they cooked for us, and I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. On the menu, I saw hot dogs. I kind of read past everything else. I saw hot dogs and chili. I didn't even see the other 4 things on there, but it was actually Wagyu hot dogs.
Oh yeah,
and Wagyu beef chili, and that was the best chili dogs I've ever eaten in my entire life. It was so good.
But you don't know the name of the place.
Well, no, that was at the Traeger headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah, the taco place, I couldn't tell you. I could show you if we all go to Utah real quick, but other than that, I couldn't tell you.
Austin says it's a sad story.
Yes, it is.
Austin, come on, man.
Which is about 90% of my life, Austin.
Well,
if I'm being honest.
I think he's talking about the grill situation.
Oh yeah, well, that too.
Today's grill was delivered, and I thought
Here we
it was
go.
good to go. But when I opened it, the temp probe was bent pretty bad, and the rear bottom portion where the legs lock in place was bent really bad. That every single one of them right there where the legs fold up is getting bent. And they have reinforced that packaging so much, I don't know what else they can do.
So I guess my question would be: is Austin, can you take those
I think he's already
30,000
tried.
grills that you have now,
He's already tried with two.
but with the third one, can you make one good one? I guess that is my question. Can you do that? If not, then the Smith brothers might have to step in and help you out a little bit.
We got you back either way, Austin.
Yeah.
Jim K.O. You Harley, good to hear. The only ace was on St. Simon's.
Yep.
So us
That's
folks in
exactly right.
town need an ace. See you there, brother. So maybe you'll see Jim.
Oh, that sounds great, Jim. Yeah, I'm super excited about that because you're exactly right in that particular area. It's kind of weird how you'll have aces in McRae, Georgia, Lumber City, but nothing in Brunswick, which is kind of a hub in between a lot of areas.
Greggy, you bring up a good point. Really, all meats are going to have a little carryover cook.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, 5 to 10 degrees is going to increase even after you take it off. Although I would not chance anything with chicken. I'm particular about chicken.
Yeah, and I've seen some pretty big name people, which we will not ever name, carry over cooking with chicken. They'll pull it off at 155, and
I'm not doing it.
And it always turns out great. But I can tell you this right now: 6 ways to Sunday, twice on Sunday. If the Smith brothers do that, there'll be about 62,000 people that would die from 3 chicken legs.
Yeah.
It just, for me, and I know Sandy feels the same way. It's just not a good idea for us to even try.
This weekend, if you don't do anything else, go buy some thick cut bacon.
Yeah.
Now this is Wright's. I don't know if you can get Wright bacon, WRIGHT, Wright bacon. I don't know if you can get it where you are, but wherever you're at, get the thick bacon. And I don't care what brand of grill you have. It's going to be okay.
Yep.
Go get some Traeger Big Game Rub. Big Game Rub. It comes in a can.
Yep.
Pour that on the bacon. You may not eat anything else ever. This is the best. I mean, it's like trick or treat candy.
It's good stuff. It kind of candies a little bit from the sugar and dried honey that's in that rub, and it's kind of ridiculous. I mean,
that fatty part right there,
yeah,
it just dissolves on your tongue like cotton candy.
And to be fair, you really want it to be a little less done than what we did, but we got to get in some adult beverages in the rain.
Storm.
I mean, it got rough. I mean, Zeus came down and threw some lightning bolts and flipped over canopies, and
now it looks kind of weird because it's everything's yellow, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Everything's yellow.
So we kind of forgot about the bacon a little bit, and that's what's great about it. It doesn't matter what temperature, as long as it's past raw. It turns out super great. And again, if I'm being fair, we do this a lot for Traeger demos. That's one of our go-tos.
Cam. There's Cam. Backyard Gospel Project.
That's outstanding.
Glad you made it, man.
Good stuff.
You got to try this bacon. Thick cut bacon.
Yep.
Traeger Big Game Rub. Or a rub that's got a little sugar in it.
And a little honey. You want some of that dried honey. That's the main thing.
I think that coffee rub would be good too.
It is. And I've actually used some of that with the Big Game.
I can't help it. I love the For the Mississippi pot roast today, I used the Traeger coffee rub and the Traeger prime rib rub. Awesome.
Yeah, that coffee rub is outstanding. It is super good. The prime rib is great. It's got a little bit more of a chili powder taste to it.
Mike Tabor. Harley, my wife, likes it well done and dry too. So I cook my steak and then take her in a lump of charcoal.
And to be fair, Mike, I'm about the same daggone way. I'm about the same way. I always cook her steak, and then I wait about 45 minutes, it seems like, and then I throw mine on there, take hers in there, and then I'm eating the same time she is. But yeah, it's about the same thing.
Rick's Barbecue in Blackstone. Good evening from San Antonio. Good evening, Rick. Cheers. Hey, all you guys, by the way, y'all hit that thumbs up for me. Let us know you like what we're doing. Dog Father's in the house again. What's up, brother?
Outstanding.
Austin, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if there's anything that these companies can do much more. I don't think it's the grill companies. I think it's the shipping companies. I think it's UPS and FedEx.
Well, you're 100% correct.
Because think about this. Look at the packaging that Chimp came in, because I got a Chimp too. And when I got my Silverbac, I was amazed at all the corrugated thick cardboard that was in there. I don't know. It's hard. And I'll tell you this, just from the little piddly mess that, hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute. I'm trying to find something real quick. We got way behind. Gregor Miller just hit us with $15. Can we get a shout out for Omar Crispy Avila, a man who exemplifies armed services? He represents BRC. Check him out, please. We'll do that, Gregor. Thank you for that.
Outstanding.
Thank you for that. Let me go back up. I just saw the $15 up there and wanted to catch that real quick. But just the little piddly stuff I do with the hats now and the mugs and stuff like that has made me realize the cost of shipping. I couldn't imagine doing the packaging that they're trying to do for a grill to keep it from being damaged, and they're still getting damaged. So at some point, in this case, FedEx has to have some type of responsibility, and it can't be, it happens once. Okay, stuff happens. It happens twice. All right, guys, come on now. Let's 3 times. I mean, and all 3 times, I promise you, all 3 times, when it left Holland, Michigan, Grilla Grill headquarters, it wasn't like that. I promise you.
100%. And I can tell you this, especially because I deal with this daily, weekly, if not daily. What happens is this. So, and I'm 99.9%. I've never spoke with anybody from Grilla Grills, obviously.
First piece of bacon, I'm going to try it.
But I'm sure they do the same thing like we do at Traeger, which is like, so I will deal with a dealer that says, hey, just got in another grill.
Hey,
that's
not bad.
I know. It's pretty deep. I mean, it's fair. It's fair to middling. I mean, it'll get you through. But they'll say, got this grill in, it's damaged, all that stuff. And I'll ask them, okay, what kind of packaging is on there? As far as those grills that was on that pallet, how did it look? What do you mean? Well, how was it packaged? Was there shrink wrap, no shrink wrap, whatever? And 90% of them say, well, there's no shrink wrap. And the ones that say there was shrink wrap on the pallet, it's just clear shrink wrap. Grilla probably does the same thing like Traeger. They use a specific shrink wrap because they want to make sure, just like we do, that it is packaged correctly. Like for us, we use a black. It's not even shrink wrap. It's called bisquing. It's a plastic. Plastic. Yeah, plastic.
You got Sailor Jerry's in there?
Yeah. Yeah, let's take one more of those.
Cheers.
There you go. Cheers. It is a plastic that you would use for like landscaping, and 100% of the time with certain companies, we're not going to name anybody because I could get in trouble for that, but you know who they are. That is taken off because they want it to fit their particular trucks. Now, there's other shipping companies that they leave it the way that we send it to them, or they pick it up from our warehouse because they respect the process that we did and they respect the process that Grilla Grills did and all other grill manufacturers and product manufacturers in general did, because guess what? We know what the hell is right because that's our product. We know how it needs to be processed and how it needs to be shipped. But certain shipping companies says, well, we have smaller trucks or different size trucks, so we're going to make it the way we need to make it to fit our route. Because a lot of those drivers are not employees, but they're independent contractors and stuff like that. So they say, well, I'm going to make it fit the way I want it to. I don't care. I don't have to do what they tell me to do because, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, you get 1 grill damage, 2 grills damaged, 3 grills damaged, 4 grills damaged, and I deal, and Sandy will tell you, I deal with that a lot. I have to go and deal with dealers that have damaged grills and make the situation right, not because anything I did or the company I work for did, but because of shipping companies. The problem with that is this: unless you take a second and look into that or informed about that, the average consumer thinks it's that company. It thinks it's
right.
It's Grilla. It's
right.
It's Rectech. It's Traeger.
Right.
It's Green Mountain. Whoever. Well, whoever it is, doesn't matter. It's Kamado Joe. It's whoever.
Right.
That it's they suck.
Right.
I can tell you right now, guys. There's not a single real company out there that has a shipping fleet. Because you want to talk about some big money.
Right.
That is some big money. And it doesn't matter if it's Weber, Green Egg, Traeger, Kamado. It doesn't matter who it is. Nobody owns a shipping fleet.
They're all using a shipping company.
1,000%. Because none of them are as big as Walmart.
Right.
So to speak. Walmart has their own shipping fleet.
I get your frustration, though. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Right.
I don't know. Again, I said it the other day. I keep seeing this pattern more and more and more, and I'm not sure what the solution is. I guess, but I'll try to help you out any way I can. Keep me informed on what's going on with it. Easy Bake Barbecue's got a great question. Are you guys willing to divulge your ideal temps for brisket, pork butt, and ribs?
Sure.
That's a great question. And I don't know about you, but I don't have any secrets about this. I'll let Harley speak about the brisket because he's dealt with more briskets than I have.
Well, just cooked that brisket the other day. That's the best one I've cooked ever. For me, 225. I'm just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I think it kind of is.
That's
just
cooking temp?
Yeah, cooking temp.
Now, what about
internal temp?
Yeah, internal temp.
I actually wrapped that one at 160.
Okay.
And I pulled it at 195, and it had a carryover temp after a couple minutes of about 204. I wrapped it in butcher paper, put it back on at 160, pulled it at 195. Around 204 was the end result, and it was one of the best I've ever done. I actually sent Sandy a couple pictures.
Yeah.
The smoke ring was ridiculous.
What'd you cook it on?
And I cooked that one on I actually cooked that one on a Timberline 1300.
And
For one reason.
225 the whole time.
No, I didn't. That's a lie too. Full of lies and scandals tonight. I
Lies and
apologize.
scandals.
Been hitting the head a good bit, guys. So give me a second.
I didn't do it.
I actually started. I did 190. Put it on at midnight. 190 until 8 o'clock in the morning. Why 190? To be fair,
Crazy.
I just kind of picked a number because it's something I've never done. I've never cooked at 190 as far as a cook like that. I said, let's try something different. So I picked 190. I said, 190.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I just kind of spun the dial, and that's where it landed. And I said, okay, 190 it is. Hit enter, hit at night, put it on super smoke. And I cooked on the Timberline 1300 for one reason over the other grills, and it's because, and I hate to admit this, but that was the one that was clean on the back porch at the time.
No, that's not why.
Yeah, that is 100%.
You chose that grill over the other grill.
No, I did not. Because I've got.
That's what they always tell me.
Well,
why'd you pick that one?
Well, that's true with you. I mean, you're very selective. You're very methodical.
I do the same thing. I come out here and say, "Man, that was dirty.
No,
that was clean right now." I'm gonna use that one.
Between the two of us, I'm the lazy one. He is not. He's the methodical one. Me, it's whatever's clean. And to be fair, I've got a lot of grills out back, a lot. And that was the only one out of all the ones I have right now that was clean. So that's the one I used. But yeah, I did 190 from midnight to about 8 in the morning. Checked it, and it was right at 160. It was perfect where I wanted it to be. Pulled it off. Me and my 15-year-old daughter, Livy, we wrapped it in butcher paper, put it back on. I did 2 layers. Then at 195, pulled it off. It felt great. And then the carryover temp was about the 204 in just a few minutes. When I pulled it off, I wrapped it in some old towels and then put it in a empty Yeti cooler. Now, it doesn't have to be a Yeti cooler. It's just what I had, at the time. It's not too often I have an empty Yeti laying around, so luckily that time I had one, so I put it in there. And then 204, pulled it off, and my wife and my youngest daughter do not like brisket slices. They don't. And to be fair, I was kind of tired of brisket slices, so I turned the entire thing into brisket burn ends. The whole entire thing, top to bottom. Didn't care. I knew I was going to make some people mad. Neighbors looking at me like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be slicing that." I said, "Get in your own daggone yard. Shut your mouth. Ain't none of your business." And I tell you, those burn ends were outstanding. I did a couple slices just to kind of check the tenderness of it and to send a picture to my brother and make him envious because his brisket sucked compared to mine. But other than that, we did everything into burn ends. And I'm not a brisket cook by any means. I've done a good bit of them with some of the people I get to work with. So I've learned a lot and try to practice that when I get a chance.
So pork butts, I usually do pork butts to 205 or so.
Yeah.
But again, that's one of the meats where once it gets to 200 degrees or so, then I just start probing it for tenderness. Once it's tender and it slides in like butter, that's when I pull it. And
I've had them and you have too, anywhere from 200 degrees to 215 degrees.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of people on your Facebook groups, the experts on Facebook, that say you got to cook it at 204 or 203.
Okay.
You can't go to 202 and you can't go to 204. It's got to be 203.
Well, when they start paying our bills or your bills, then they can tell you what temperature to cook it at.
Every pig is different.
Yes.
Every pig's different. At 203 on some pork butts. Too.
Hey, cheers. Sorry, guys.
At some pork butts, 203 is not going to be quite done.
No.
At some pork butts, 203 is going to be perfect, and sometimes it's going to be way past that. So, probe tender. Second thing, I answered this question today on Facebook. Some people said pork butts, wrap or don't wrap. Well, there was one whole side that said, you got to wrap it. One whole side says, don't wrap it. I do both.
Yeah, I do both.
I do both.
I mean,
it depends on what mood that I come out of that back door.
100%.
If I want a good bark, I'm not going to wrap it.
That's it.
I'm going to let it go and see what happens.
That's it.
I'll tell you what happens. It turns out good.
Yeah.
It's darker, and the outside is crispy. That's it. If you're going to chop it up like I normally do, you chop that up in with the barbecue. It adds more flavor.
Man.
Perfect.
Huge flavor. I prefer that personally, just for home. But if I'm doing, depending on what I'm doing, if it's a competition type stuff I've done with some of the other guys in Memphis, that kind of stuff, then yeah, we wrap it. If I want it to be a certain consistency, other than to have that bark in there with just a little bit of bite to it, then yeah, we'll wrap it. If it's a whole pork shoulder, then that's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
Because that shank that has that pig skin still on there, you want to wrap that pretty early so that it doesn't turn super dark if you're doing the competition stuff. Because now, judges say, oh, that's that meat's ruined because that pig skin on the shank right there, which you're not going to eat at all, is going to be ruined. But actually, you let that get good and dark, and if you peeled that off and then deep fried that, that is the best chicharron you'll ever have in your life. I learned that from Curtis, by the way, because ours got dark 2 years ago, and he peeled that off with a like a vegetable peeler. Got down underneath to where it peeled underneath, and it was straining it. It's bending that blade, and just ribbons. And let me tell you, because it had that smoke in it, the best chicharron you'd ever eaten in your life. So it all depends on what you want to happen.
Now,
that's the main thing.
Also, sometimes I wrap because I want the cook to go faster. Yeah. And so after about 160, 165, I'll go ahead and wrap that thing, because somewhere around that point anyway is when the stall is going to happen. And so I'll wrap it to bypass that stall and keep it going, and that usually quickens up the cooking time. And also it's going to keep the moisture in, and it makes it a little more tender. I'll be honest with you. So sometimes I like it that way. As far as ribs go, I don't cook to an internal temperature at all.
Nope.
All I do is I grab a set of tongs, and so if the ribs are this way, I'll grab the end of the ribs with my tongs. So the tongs, they're kind of long, so they go about halfway up the rib, and I'll just kind of hold it up to where it bends. And when it bends, if that meat starts to crack a little bit, and also where the bones are, if it's got some pullback from the bone, that's usually when I say, okay, it's done. Now, if I want a little bite to them, sometimes I like fall off the bone ribs. And if I want fall off the bone ribs, then I'll wrap them, and I'll just let them go more like the 3-2-1 method. And that's more of a fall off the bone type rib. So, but still, I never cook to an internal temperature as far as ribs go. So thank you for that question. Now, that was a very long answer for that question. Let me see if I can catch up a little bit. Stephen Manis, you lost a lawnmower on a truck. Geico know you. Does Geico know you on a first name basis?
Progressive does.
Progressive. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Progressive.
Yeah, Lena is my agent. She knows my phone number. We text each other about every other week.
Albert, good to have you, man. Let's see. Ultra lime and pear isn't bad. I love it, man. Especially, again, South Georgia, the heat is just through the roof, and you know, a couple of regular beers and it just gets kind of pasty. But these things kind of they're a little refreshing, so that's why I like those. This South Georgia heat is just brutal. Try to catch up a little bit. Harley, do you come to Dallas Fort Worth area?
I do not. We've got some reps down there that I work with that are outstanding.
Ben, I'd like to meet up with you when you come to Utah next time.
Okay.
Just to meet the brother of the man.
Now, who is
Ben Anderson?
All right, because I know of Ben up there.
Hey, Ben's a good dude.
Yeah, I know of Ben up there.
Ben,
you know, I tell you, Ben, I could not disagree with you, and I wouldn't blame you one bit, because if I was in your shoes, I want to do the same thing.
Ooh, this is a great question. What separates Traeger from the other pellet smokers?
That's a real good question.
That's a great question.
And I get asked that one probably weekly, sometimes daily.
Hey, keep it short.
I will keep it short.
He's a little long-winded.
To be quite honest, the very first thing from stage 1 to 10 is Traeger in 1987 was the originator of the wood pellet grill. Everything else past that, regardless of how we want to view it or classify it, is a copy of the original. That's just the point blank, the way to look at it. Now,
Eddie Hanks.
Yeah.
I was in Houston, Texas when Traeger's first pellet smoker came out.
Yep.
When I saw it, I just knew it would never catch on. Boy, was I wrong.
That's right. You know, and it's so funny that you said that.
What's going on, Eddie?
Eddie, that's a great point. It kind of ties into something me and Sandy talked about a little bit earlier today and yesterday. If you don't mind, I'm kind of throw this out there. Holland Grills.
Oh, yeah.
A grill company that's been around forever, since 1989. They actually closed their doors. They're done. And Traeger tried to partner with Holland Grills. Joe Traeger did, the founder, who's no longer with Traeger either, but tried to partner with them a long time ago. The families, 2 different families were friends, and it just, Holland said, no, we're good. We don't need you guys. Then 20 years later said, hey, can we partner with you guys? But anyway, it's kind of funny you said that, because a lot of, Eddie, a lot of companies, a lot of people said the same thing, said, man, this ain't going to catch on. You guys are crazy. What the heck are you talking about? And a lot of people got proved wrong. But yeah, what sets Traeger different is, one, the originator of the wood pellet grill. So everything else past that is a copy, is a duplicate. Nothing up until probably, I would say, 5 years ago really was any different. And then Traeger started to recognize that, which is why what we just came out with this year with the Pro D2 series and above, and with ironwood. But because before that, the competition was starting to catch up as far as trying to be right next to it. There's a lot of brands out there that have the same technology that we have or have had from 10 years ago. And to be fair, a lot of our technology up until this past year was 10-year-old technology. So we had to change something to put some distance in between. So what they did was something different from what a lot of companies do, is they actually, for the past 5 years, they went to guys like us, like you guys, me, even my brother, and did some interviews and focus groups and said, hey, as far as pellet grills go, what would you like to see different? What do you like? So we tried to put that into what the current grill is. And to be honest with you can see a huge difference. Not only that, so customer service. Our customer service is good. It's not great right now. We're working on changing that and getting it better. It's been great before. We dipped down. Now we're back up to where we're working on being great again. Um, and if I'm being transparent, that's the truth. But the difference is this: every single state, every single country that we have grills in around the world, you have a sales rep like me. So say you're in Georgia, you bought a grill from whatever XYZ Hardware. Doesn't matter if it's an Ace, a Home Depot, what it doesn't matter. Wherever you bought it from, and you call customer service, say you had an issue, and it could be anything from, well, if we're being transparent and honest, like friends, like we are here on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all this stuff, and viewers of Jus Piddlin Barbecue. Um, let's say it was your fault. Let's say it was Traeger's fault. Let's say it was nobody's fault. It's just an anomaly that happens. You call customer service, you don't get a response that you're happy with. So you call your dealer that you bought it from.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Because that's something I want to address.
Yeah.
I want to catch up real quick, and then I want to address that.
Yep.
Mike Tabor, $20 because I owe Brandy. I don't want to get my leg broken. Mike, I'm going to tell her, because she told me last night you said that. I'm going to tell her that you threw in $20. I'm skipping some of these, guys, because I'm trying to catch up a little bit, and there's a ton.
I got you on in here. Thanks, Mike.
Golly. You heard that, Mike. God almighty. Eddie Hanks, $25 for more bacon. Eddie,
There you go.
bless you, brother. And I'm working up something special for you. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I'm going to tell you. Peter, good to have you in the house. Trying to catch up a little bit. I know I'm skipping a lot of stuff. If you had a question and I skipped it, please hit me up again and I'll try to get it. We're at the end right there. All right. To the certified dealer stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
No.
Or
And I know
cause an issue.
I know exactly where you're going with that.
So I don't want to cause an issue.
Nope, you're not. So let me address. I know where you're going with it. 110%.
Okay.
So, and that ties into that actually ties into my answer. So let's say you bought it from.
For the record, I got to say it for the record. How do I say this? I don't buy my 65-inch TV from Ace Hardware. I don't buy my BMW from the Tochi Note lot down on the corner.
When the hell did you get a BMW?
Well, I hide it.
I'm about to say. I mean,
I'm
let's
not-
be nice.
I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy my pellet smoker. I've said it 1,000 times, and people get mad at me. But I'm fixing to tell you. I'm telling you this because I'm trying to help you. I'm not gonna buy my pellet smoker from a discount store, and here's why. And I know I just blew some people's minds, and they're mad as fire right now. Well, I had good experience with mine. That's great. That's great, and keep it. Here's the difference. This laptop right here, if I take the part number off of this laptop, say I bought it at Best Buy, I can take this exact same part number to Costco, and they're going to have it there, and it's the exact same laptop, and I can buy it from there. And if I go to, I don't even know what brand this is, Dell.
Dale, yeah.
If I go to Dell's website, they're going to have this exact same laptop on Dell's website. All right. Some of you guys that are buying pellet grills from discount stores, if you look at the name of grill, go to that company's website and see if you find the name of your grill on the website. If you don't, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be negative, but what I'm saying is, if you're going to spend this much money on a pellet smoker, buy it from a certified dealer so that if you have a problem, you don't have to call customer service, a general, broad customer service, where you get somebody with a headphone that's got a mic on it. Thank you for calling customer service. Can I help you? And they're flipping through a book with your problem because they don't own a grill themselves, possibly. They may have never even cooked on a grill, and they're trying to answer your question. If you buy it from a certified dealer, eventually what you're going to get is this guy right here.
Yeah.
Who will even come to your house on your back porch and try to fix your grill or bring you a new one and replace it for you. The only thing that you can do at a Costco is say, this thing ain't working, I want to bring it back.
Yep.
And they say, all right, bring it back. And for some god-awful reason, people on Facebook jump up and down because Costco has a no questions asked return policy. There's a huge difference between a return policy and customer service. Customer service is what this guy does. Customer service is coming to your house, trying to walk you through what happens, letting you know how the grill operates and what to do if X, Y, and Z happens.
Yep.
Costco guys are not going to do that because they may or may not own one. All they're going to do is say, sure, Bob, bring it back. We'll take it back.
That's it. And that's the thing we've got. So we've got a 3-tier system at Traeger that no other grill company has. And what that 3-tier system is, well, actually a 4-tier, excuse me. One, you have the customer service line that you can call 1-800-Traeger. And this is tying back into the question we got a little bit ago. And I'll wrap this up very quick, I promise, about what sets Traeger apart from every other pellet grill company.
Cam, coffee rub.
So, one, where the originator. 2, you have a customer service line, 1-800-Traeger. And then also the second part of the warranty side is it's a full 3-year warranty. So you have warranties that say, oh, we're a 5-year, 6-year warranty, whatever, from different grill companies, some as much as 10 years, whatever, lifetime, all this different stuff. But it's all, well, but it's this, and this, not this, and this. So it's prorated, this and this. No, it's, for us, it's 3 years, top to bottom. It can be a wheel, it can be a handle, it can be a controller. It doesn't matter. Fan, lid, doesn't matter. It's full 3 years. So after that, so you call 1-800-Traeger. You've got that available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You also have where we have premium dealers, and there's a lot. I don't know the exact number, but a lot throughout the country and the world that are service dealers. Most of them are Ace Hardwares. There's not anybody in the country who doesn't have one within pretty close proximity to them that you can look up that'll fix your grill. No other pellet grill company has that, to where you can take your grill or negotiate with them to have them come pick your grill up, take it back to their shop and fix it for you, under warranty or out of warranty, either one. So you don't have to deal with that.
I just feel like a lot of these guys that buy them at Costco,
yep,
walk in there and they're looking for some, they're looking for some toilet paper and some paper plates, and they walk by and, hey, there's a good deal on a Traeger right there.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, then I'll just bring it back.
Yep, and that's,
I don't think they're really serious about it.
And it's not just the Traegers. It's it's
right.
Your Pit Bosses, it's your Traegers,
and
it's
you're exactly right.
Your Green Eggs. It's all that stuff in
exactly
your
right.
Costco.
And I don't mean to say that.
No. I'm with you 100%. It's all those grills because they know they have that that security blanket.
And that's not to say everybody has had bad experiences with a grill from Costco. Some people have great. Some people will argue to the death. They'll fight you to the death over their Costco grill, and that's awesome. I hope.
And there's one divider, but between that and the other customer is that particular customer did their homework and research.
Right.
They did their homework and research, and that is the divider and the common denominator in all the equations of that stuff. Is you have the customer that will return anything and everything because they don't do their homework or research at all. Then you've got the guy who says, you know what? A friend of mine has got let's just say a Pro 34, last year's Pro Series. They have Pro 34. This is pretty close to that. Couple different features, good, bad, and different. But I've done my research. I know how this works, and I'm going to save a little money. I'm good with that because I know I can rely on myself to get this done.
Perfect.
And I can still call 1-800-TRAEGER.
Perfect.
And then they move on, and then they're some of the biggest advocates for Traeger out there. But then you've got the guys that say they're kind of, like a better way to put it, hit it and quit it. I'll grab it, I'll use it for a little bit, and then, I'm getting close to 90 days. Let me return this thing. Because they don't care about the barbecue lifestyle. They don't care about what all of us, especially on this channel, try to accomplish as far as relaxing, enjoying that experience of the smell of the smoke, the flavor of the food for our families, and enjoying that experience of just having that wind down time at the end of a long day. They don't want that. They just want to be that cool kid.
I got a great example.
Now, not everybody's like that. So I know some people are going to get mad at me. Well, I bought my grill at Costco. I get it. And that's cool. I'm not saying you're that guy who wants to do that.
Yeah.
And real quick, I'll finish this up real quick. So you've got customer service. You've got a service dealer. If that doesn't work as far as them, then what that dealer is going to do is going to get passed off to the manager of that dealer. They're going to call guys like me. And then I'm going to say, okay, no problem. Have you done this, this, and this? Because I'm supposed to be the expert in my field to be able to help out that dealer, to help out the end consumer to fix the problem. And in a lot of cases, they say, well, we've tried all that and it still isn't working. We don't know what to do. Okay, no problem. Give me the customer's number. I call them. We set up a time. And then now do I need to be doing that all the time? No. Does customer service want me doing that all the time? No. Because my job is sales and to being a sales representative to pass the word and the greatness of Traeger. That's my job. But with that being said, I can't do any part of that specific job until I take care of said customer that's out there already. And that's that's all 40 some odd of us that's out there in the entire United States. Plus our territory managers and the other managers past that. So that's really what we do and offer that no other grill company offers. And that doesn't matter. And I'm not afraid to say, Rectech, Green Mountain, Grilla, they're a great company. But none of those offer what we do. And all of them try to mimic when we do things. So they're all trying to mimic that. But the problem is they're usually 5 to 10 years behind us because we started out first. So to kind of answer your question in a very long roundabout way, that's the reason why I prefer and enjoy working for Traeger. And I think Traeger stands apart from other grills. And one thing I want to address real quick too that I get asked, well, I see that Traeger has a lot of negative feedback or bad reviews. Well, when you it's just sheer numbers.
Yeah.
If you take a company that's been out doing pellet grills since 1987, then you take a pellet grill company that's been out since 2005, of course, we're going to have more numbers that's not going to be quite as positive as this one that has 20 reviews, and we have $250,000 on a similar product.
It's about the same on any product from
Yeah.
on Amazon. for
Anything.
example.
So that's something I always advise people to take a look at. When you're the big dog on the porch, you're always going to be the first one to be attacked because you're the innovator. Everybody wants to take you down. You're the guy that, or gal that people want to assault because you're the top person. You're the brain in the room. You're the strongest person in the room and that kind of stuff. So I hope that answered the question in a very, very long, probably it seemed like 45 minutes. I got
At least an hour.
Well, you kept dragging it out with all your
Here's
questions.
a good example right
Jesus.
here on one of the Facebook groups, the Pellet Grill Enthusiast group.
Oh man, that thing looks awesome. I'll buy that.
Don't
today.
look. You're
I
cheating.
saw it. I'll buy it right now.
Have you ever heard of 217 Grilling Company?
I actually heard of it a couple days ago.
Did
Yep.
you?
Yep.
Well, they've got a great deal.
Oh yeah.
Great deal. A pellet grill, the SRPG 18,002. I'm not sure if that's a square
Okay.
inches.
No. So an RPG.
SRPG
I'm just gonna call it an RPG.
18002 pellet grill. This guy who posted it says, now there's a deal for you. Pellet grill. It kind of mimics the Grilla Silverbac in a
Yeah.
way,
I agree.
except it's painted red, but the cabinet and everything, maybe you can't see
No,
it.
you can't
It's,
see that.
I'm blinding all
You'd
of
have
it.
to get all the way in
I'm
there.
blinding all of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do it.
Yeah, you can get in there.
Is it showing up?
Almost. Get in there. Get in there. Almost. There you go.
Is it showing up?
Back up a little bit. Stop.
Right there?
That's it.
There it is. It almost looks like a Grilla Grill Silverbac, but it's red.
Well, yeah, because Z Grill sold it to them.
Is
If I'm being honest.
Z-Grill probably sold it to them. $2.99.
Which is on par with Z Grills. Buy one, get one free right now.
Oh God.
And these Sam bits of
Three-
You know what?
$3.99. Regular $3.99. But now on sale for $2.99. So that's a great deal. 217 Grilling Company.
He's getting the bacon.
That's why. Go to the bathroom.
Bless his heart. He can't. help
Bless
it.
his heart. He's going home with you.
He's not my dog.
He is your
The
dog.
paperwork says he's your dog. I tried to adopt him, but you took him first. So anyway,
I love it.
that grill.
The Smith Zoo. 217 Grilling Company. And I got to admit, there's one. I'm not going to say. Here we go. I love this. I love this. I want to say I talked about this last night. I'm not even going to say which grilling company it is. It's not Traeger and it's not Grilla Grills. Got the smoker set to 180. But depending on which temp probe you believe, which obviously means he's got 12 probes sticking in his grill, I'm either 50 or 70 degrees hotter than it should be.
Yeah.
Yep. There's his probe. He's got it set at 250. He's got his other probe. Now it's 180.
Yep.
Why?
Well, and just to set the record straight.
So you paid $1,800. You paid $1,800 for your smoker, and you go home with it and you don't trust it, and you start putting other probes in. Then why did you buy it? I'm not going to buy something that I don't trust that it's going to work right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy a pit barrel cooker, by the way, that I'm going to come home and make it into a Weber Smoky Mountain. Because guess what? They already sell a Weber Smoky Mountain.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't.
Well, to be fair, if I'm being honest,
To be fair,
the
you
first
like being
thing,
fair, don't
yeah, the first thing I do when I buy an extension cord is stick my tongue in the end of it, after it's plugged in, to make
see if
sure
it's
it's
going-
got it. Yeah, I mean,
That's what's wrong with
come
it.
on,
That's what's wrong with it.
I
I've
have
seen him do
no
it.
problem in the military when I was overseas, and that's the only military story I'll tell on this channel.
This is going to take a while.
Is we did something called PCCs and PCIs. We did a pre-combat check to make sure we had all the equipment necessary to accomplish what we were trying to do. Then we did a pre-combat inspection, PCI, to make sure the equipment worked the way it was supposed to. Now, with that being said, so let's apply that to a pellet grill that I got. So what that mainly means is one thing. First and foremost, I'm going to follow the manual that comes with whatever piece of equipment I need to utilize to get the job done. I'm going to say it one more time.
No.
The manual or instructions or instruction book or however you want to put it that comes with that, in order to get the job done, I need to get accomplished with that piece of equipment. Outside of that, I'm actually trying to use that outside of its scope of responsibility or ability. Now, with that being said, as I get to using that piece of equipment more and more, I might be able to find ways to use that piece of equipment outside of the scope of that instructional manual. But that's going to take a while. How long? We don't know.
Holy cow.
You'll be able to adjust and find that. But initially, I need to use that piece of equipment the way it was intended and instructed by people by far more expert in that field.
Okay, one
if I'm
more beer,
starting out
bless you.
than me. Just say
Yeah, Kurt. I may go off the rails here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why, please don't listen to Facebook
I
groups.
don't know why you look at that stuff.
Please don't. Here's a perfect example. This is a great question, and then a terrible answer. This is in the pellet group enthusiasts group.
Can't do it.
What did you need to do differently? This is a great question. What did you need to do differently or learn when you started to use a pellet grill? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, no, I had to learn a lot.
I'm coming from using a pit barrel and a Weber
that's a
and
valid
wondering
question.
if there are any new skills I need or if there are any tips to get the most out of low and slow on a pellet grill.
Very valid question.
You know what?
Yeah.
The first thing that somebody tells them, this is the first thing somebody tells them. Here's what I would tell them. Do not expect the same flavor.
Flavor, yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, don't expect the same flavor, guys. Flavor is going to be different from one grill to
Do
the
not
next.
expect the same flavor profile that you're going to get from a charcoal grill, because you're not going to get that from a pellet grill. You're not cooking with charcoal. That's what I would tell them first thing.
Yep.
Not this guy. You know what this guy says?
I can only imagine.
Get a good Bluetooth multi-probe thermometer.
Yes. Yeah. Let's put probes everywhere.
Shove as many probes in that pellet grill that's already got a probe and an RTD. Shove as many probes in there as you can so that you can get as confused as you can possibly get. And don't trust don't trust that controller.
I agree.
That's what you should do.
I agree with that answer.
That's
You
exactly
wanna
what you should do.
As not only as many probes as you can get, but as many different brands of probes as you can get. At least 24 to 36 probes, guys, is what you want to do. That way you've got so many temperatures
I just told the guy bad advice.
that you're really going to have some
I couldn't help
some whiz kid, 16-year-old whiz kid in his fourth year at MIT to help you figure out how to evaluate all the data for one, and I have to bring some mainframes in and everything else. You know, the old school 80s and 90s mainframes they had in the military and stuff to really crunch all that data, get a focus group together, and then you might be able to figure out that your pellet grill is, guess what, doing what the hell it's supposed to do.
I got another great one.
But yeah, you know, stuff like that is sad because guys that don't know any better, they get taken advantage of. That's my opinion. That a lot of guys that don't know any better, they get taken advantage of because a lot of guys, it's so easy
Hey,
to seem like you know what the heck you're talking about when it comes to this stuff within the first 30 seconds. But after that, then it's really on that end consumer.
this
That
guy
guy's
just started
taken
up his
advantage
pellet
of
grill
to
for the
learn.
first time.
Yeah.
Doing his burn in.
Yeah.
Has some smell that smells like processing oils.
Yeah.
Is this normal?
No, it's about to explode. You need to tell him to run, get his family out of the house.
How would you not know that?
Well, a lot of people don't know that. They don't realize. They don't know that in
Doesn't
packaging.
it even tell you
Yeah,
burn off processing oils
it does. That goes
that
back
could be
to.
acquired during manufacturing
Yeah.
process?
I mean, that goes back to number one of
Reading
doing
the
your
manual?
research and reading the manual. Because yeah, if they didn't put any processing oils on there, it might be anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months
They may sit
before
in the
that
warehouse.
grill. Exactly right.
Right.
Before that grill is sold. And as long as a year sometimes, depending on the manufacturer, of that grill sitting in a warehouse or in a holding facility. So it's got to have some kind of oil to keep the certain components inside. And I'm going to say this, and it's going to blow some people's
Don't do
minds.
it. Don't do
That
it.
even means
Don't do
if
it.
it's stainless steel inside, it's going to have processing oils on that. Because believe it or not, guys, stainless steel can get some rust on it. It can. It can get some deposits on them. Because there's different types of rust. We're not going to get into different types of rust, but there's lots of different types of rust in the air, in water, whatever. They can actually rust stainless steel. So it has processing oils on it too to keep it from getting discolored or rusty. And it tells you in every single owner's
Holy
manual.
cow!
What? What happened? I don't know why you get on that stuff. I
So
really
I'm not even
don't.
gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say the brand. So my ex brand came this afternoon, got it assembled, and just finished my 1 hour burn.
Yeah.
Ready to try this new way of cooking. There was one thing, one issue.
Okay.
I set the temp to 400 as per the instructions, but it went to 443 before it stopped, and then slowly dropped to 400. Is this normal?
They need to push it into the woods. They need to push it into the woods, fill it with gas and kerosene, and then just be done with it. And then have a priest come out to their house and bless their
Exorcism.
house to do an exorcism.
Exercise.
That's what they need to do because that's what is taking place.
So if you
And,
set it at 400,
yeah.
it should stop at 400.
And what people don't realize,
It should stop right there.
yeah, well, I agree. And what people don't realize too is with pellet grills, a lot of times, especially these more advanced pellet grills,
Eddie Hank says there's Louisiana rust. Bring your metal down here and put it to the test.
you dang right, you 100%. But during the initial startup of a lot of these pellet grills, they're actually calibrating themselves. And it says that in a lot of these manuals, no matter what the the manufacturer brand is.
But even if me and you start a fire,
Yeah, it's
and we had temp probes everywhere,
yeah.
trying to get it to 400, it would be impossible for me and you to build a fire, even with our skill set, by the way, which is, I mean, it's a high level.
It's pretty good.
It would be impossible for us to build a fire.
We're not that good.
To stop at 400 degrees. People think because these are machines.
Well, get your oven to stop at 400.
Your oven's not going to do it. But nobody, this is what blows my mind. Nobody is on, I don't even know if there's even a Whirlpool range oven Facebook group. But if there was.
There is.
Well, if there is.
There's.
I promise you, nobody's on there with probes. Hey, I just bought a brand new Whirlpool oven. Any tips or tricks that you can give me? Nobody's on there saying, yeah, you need to go get you a good 6-probe thermometer and shove it in there and see how accurate it is. Nobody's doing that.
That's right.
Why?
Why
is everybody doing this with pellet grills all of a sudden?
Well, it's because the pellet grills
Facebook groups.
Well, no, pellet grills show
Facebook
the
group.
difference. They show when it adjusts. An oven doesn't show.
Are you serious?
I know it's going to blow everybody's minds.
But my oven tells me 350.
Yeah, because that's the temperature you're setting it at.
It's at 350.
The only time it does anything to tell you it's at 350 is when it beeps, and the little light comes on and says it's at 350. Now, when
and then it stays
falls and goes up and down, it does not tell you any different. And with that pellet grill, it adjusts and changes. Oh yeah, it's got a swing. It's got a swing from hell, from 50 to 70 degrees. I mean, from hell, like the Grim Reaper's sickle. I mean, it's bad. And the difference is with pellet grills is they show you that swing. As with an oven, it doesn't. So it's like anything else. And there are, and we will not by any means of standards name any names, there are pellet grill manufacturers out there that have a built-in 25 to 30 degree temperature variance before it shows you that temperature swing. And that's one of the things that pellet grill manufacturers, I'll even go as far as to say this, premium or quality pellet grill manufacturers such as Traeger, such as your Rectech grills, such as brands like that. And I will say this, like Grilla Grills, they show an instant temperature swing. So if it moves 1 degree, it shows it.
Gavin, first of all, good day, mate. Actually, good morning, mate. And yes, you can check your grease bucket temp anytime you want to, right?
Yeah. What the hell?
Whenever you,
Gavin, what are you doing? You trying to drink that grease?
Whenever you want to. Whenever you want to.
You drinking that grease? What are you doing? Putting it on a sunscreen, which I have done. And that's pretty good. It's cool. Recycling.
Some people, you're right. Some people can't handle the truth. That's dead on the money.
But anyway, some more positive and uplifting and great stuff. You're still looking at Facebook stuff. You need to get off that stuff. That's nothing but the devil. The devil in disguise right there.
All right. And yet, there are some good folks on these groups that try to be helpful. But I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's some really good people, but I think they get overshadowed
and
by
there's
all
so
the
much
negative
bad
Nancy's.
info.
Yeah.
That a beginner don't know which way to turn. I mean,
100%. By either the negative Nancy's or the guys who want to be Facebook famous.
And I try to be the
try to answer a question that they really have no business.
And I try to be the positive Patty.
Well, I try to be Switzerland and stay in between everybody and mind my business. Because
Switzerland,
all I'm going to do is just get upset.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm not going to get myself upset over over some crap that some butthole's trying to spread. I'm not trying to do it.
I like it.
All right, it's that time of eating. We'll take a little shot.
What is this?
This is a little Sailor Jerry's, watered down with some purified ice and a little bit of orange Red Bull. Yeah, let it marinate for the past hour and a half. Yeah. So here's to the Jus Piddlin Nation. Here's to my brother Sandy for the great channel he puts out, all the good knowledge and all the fun that he brings out and everybody else, and also his wit and his positive, never wavering attitude. Cheers, guys.
There's some BS going on here.
Wow, that's a bit rough. That's a little rough. I think that was more Sailor Jerry's than water or orange Red Bull.
I had some hair on it.
Yeah, some feet too.
With some toenails.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
Gee, my knees.
As usual.
If Harley ever asks you, some of you get bent,
I misjudged the amount of firepower we needed. But guess what, guys?
rather have
The
too
job
much
was
than not
done.
enough.
And we always come home. So that's the main thing.
If Harley ever asks you, hey, I got a shot for it, don't do it. Holy cow, man.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. That was good. That's good stuff. Yeah, it kind of brings us back to full circle, back to even kilt. So what else we got going on?
Let's check out these guys.
Going on an hour and 39 minutes right now.
Next time someone complains about temp swings, tell them that they are using pellets that exceed the maximum length allowed. Oh, Dean, you just brought up another
Yeah.
another off the rails topic real quick. I replied to a guy the other day, had in his hand, Harley, a pellet that might have been that long.
Yeah.
This is why I don't use this brand of pellets anymore.
Exactly.
Because it puts my auger in a bind.
Yeah.
It puts my auger in a bind.
Yep.
Stay right there. Don't move now. I want y'all to look at this. It puts my auger in a bind. Look at this pellet right here. Look at that pellet right
Oh, yeah.
there. It puts my auger in a bind. This thing right here is about a 1/2 inch long, and I can still snap it. The longer that pellet is, the easier it is to break, first of all.
So,
This one right here might be 3/8 of an inch long. Look at that. It almost broke my fingers.
So what's
Are you
putting
kidding
that
me?
guy? I know.
It's a steel auger run by a motor, and it's putting my auger in a bind.
So real quick, what can put an auger in a bind?
My foot.
Very simple. Yeah. Very simple. Damp or wet pellets that turn into more of a dust or a sawdust. That starts to get kind of firm and hard. That'll put, and then, so that makes a little mound down in the bottom of that chamber.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Beetle.
So that gets down in the bottom, and then those pellets start to bind on. For whatever it's worth, Traeger recognized that, and now we've got an auger that actually backs up.
Dean, you did it.
But that's what causes it, guys. It's not big pellets, small pellets, fat pellets, skinny pellets.
People get wrapped up by this
It's because
pellet.
of moisture.
This pellet
It's
length.
because of neglect and moisture, guys.
It's
That's
a
what it
dadgum
is.
pellet.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
So that's what it is. But they want to blame
Earl,
the size
bless you.
of the pellet.
Brother Earl. I love seeing Earl on this channel. Been with me a long time. Bless you, Earl. Thank you. Man,
So what other questions we got?
I put my auger in a bind. I stuck my temp probe in there. Now that will do it.
There you go.
See what
Yeah,
the temp
yeah,
was?
there you go.
at
I mean,
the
that's
Hey, I love it. I put my temp probe in there to see what the temp was at the pellet level.
that's right. Hey, that's getting to the grassroots
It is.
from. I mean, that's almost from what they talk about from harvest to table.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's from pellet to cook.
Yeah.
I mean that's as
And there
as
is a
grassroots
smaller
as you can
swing
get.
at the pellet level.
That is true. That's a good point.
There,
At the
it
pellet
really is.
level, I mean you pretty much dead on.
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
you're not going to
that's right.
swing much.
That's right. That's right.
I don't think you. Have,
However, Kyle, if you go too deep with the probe,
and there you go.
it will put your auger in a bind. That is a great point.
Yeah,
that is a great point.
And just a caveat to that, if you put your auger in a bind with your meat probe down in there, checking the temperature of your pellets,
This is going
the
wrong.
Traeger new D2 auger will back up on you. I'm just going to go and tell you and snap that thing in half. So be aware of that. It will back up to clear that jam and snap your probe in half.
There's a song there somewhere.
Back that ass up. I mean, that's all I can think of. I don't remember it's anything about
Keep the hopper
snapping
lid
your probe in half.
closed.
Yeah.
Mike Tabor, he is. He is.
What'd he say?
Earl is the man.
Yeah, I really.
Earl's the man.
Yes, he is.
Earl's a Tennessee guy
Oh, it's good.
by heart. He is. He really is. I love Earl.
Tell you what.
I have seen, however, people somehow or another get their probe. I think it's because they store their probe in their hopper, and then they forget that their probe is in their hopper.
Yeah,
and they run the grill,
and that's where.
and then their probe gets eaten by the hopper. So don't do that.
Exactly right, and that's why the Ironwood and the Traeger Ironwood and Timberline series have that little niche. As soon as you open the hopper, they've got a little niche right there.
Oh yeah, so you can store it.
And it's a little stainless steel little. It's got a little lip and everything. So right when you open the hopper, it's got its own little place for your temperature probes. That way you don't misplace them, lay them on the ground.
Like when you tell us, you guys and ladies, tell us what could happen when you mess up on all of that. It is the first time I have been on the live. Jeff, I appreciate that. And I want to tell people East Tennessee. That's what I'm talking about, Earl. I think Earl's close to Knoxville.
Yeah, it's on this shirt you gave
What'd you
me.
do?
You gave me some
You done
shirt with
spilled
a bunch
something. It's
of
probably
damn.
Sailor Jerry's.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. This damn medium shirt's about to choke the shit out of me.
That's a double X.
That's what I said. It's medium. It's about to choke the hell out of me.
But Jeff, that's what I want to do because I want everybody.
Like a damn bodybuilder right now.
I want you look like a bodybuilder.
Oh yeah.
I want everybody to have a successful cook. That's what I want. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's what I want to do. So
exactly right. That's the most important thing.
And maybe I overanalyze stuff, which my wife will tell you I do. But like before I bought my first pellet grill, I already knew what could happen if this happens. What if this happens? What will I do? Me and Harley were talking about this earlier. There's a whole. It doesn't take you but 20 minutes searching on Facebook to find somebody that has a back burn into their pellet hopper. And so what are they doing? What are they doing to try to fix it? Well, first of all, they've got their pellet hopper lid open.
Yeah.
So that they can grab their phone.
Yeah. Let me get my phone.
And take a picture of it. And then let me take some time to put it on Facebook and ask all the other Facebook geniuses, what do I do?
Well, and then let me say, I gotta get myself in there. Hold on, let me get a selfie.
Selfie.
Let me
selfie.
Oh well, honey, come outside.
or
take a picture.
just bring you the selfie stick.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Well, the house
Okay.
is on fire.
Well, first of all,
Oh, we're in trouble.
what do we do?
Nothing I need you to do.
Okay.
Right down there, so I can get on to the information.
Holy cow. Time out. Time out. Yeah. You want to say something to Mike Tabor? He's in there. He's in that little box right there. That little camera right there.
I'll talk to him.
Don't put him
The
on.
dish stuff?
Hey,
I have no idea. I'm
Hey.
just going to guess.
don't put your wife
I me
on.
the other day.
Don't put Miss Brandy on blast like that. That's rude.
I think that's it. I have no idea.
That was rude.
If it ain't right, I'm coming back up. Keep your chin.
Yeah, run tell it.
Keep
Just
my
keep that. Run tell that. I got a feeling you're gonna be out about 20 times, but what do I know? Anyway,
Passwords and usernames, you know?
what are we talking about?
I have no idea.
Loses. That shot kind of scrambled my.
Oh, yeah,
damn
yeah,
brain.
yeah.
What?
Here's the thing. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
understand
Oh, yeah.
how a
Yeah,
fire works, you're going to know that more oxygen produces a bigger fire. So the last thing that you want to do if you've got to burn back into the hopper is to open the hopper lid because you're inducing more oxygen into the hopper.
You
True?
know, yeah, exactly right.
Tell
I
me
want-
if that's common
no,
sense or not.
100%.
So keep the lid closed. Number two,
Yeah.
if you see flame in the barrel,
Throw
of your
gas
grill.
on it. Throw gas on it.
Okay.
Kerosene gas. Throw it on it.
step number one is not, let me open this lid and see what's going on in there.
No.
You have just induced more oxygen in there
That is 7th grade science, guys.
to increase the flame. If you own a pellet grill and you have a fire, keep the lid closed, cut it off, unplug it, and the fire will go out.
Yeah.
Period. Once the fire goes out, let it cool down enough to where the internals can be handled.
Yep.
Open the lid, take it all out, inspect it, get your shop vac.
Yep.
If it's too hot for a shop vac, clean it out manually with a spoon. I don't care what you use. Clean it out, put everything back in, and start over.
Yeah.
But the last thing that you do is open up the hopper lid, open up your barrel lid, take pictures, selfies, put it on Facebook, and ask all the geniuses on there, what do I do? Well,
Buy a new
at that
grill.
point, you've got to buy a new grill.
Yeah. That's And-
I can't.
and worst case scenario with that too, if you have an expensive piece of meat on there, something that you don't want to ruin, and that has happened because whatever reason, you didn't clean your grill and you had a flame up from grease, whatever is the cause, guys. But you have, let's say a whole prime rib on there, prime rib roast. You don't want it to ruin. You want to get that off of there. And if I'm being fair and honest, and I know Sandy hates for me to say that, but it's the truth.
You've never been this honest before in your life.
I know, but with these guys, I will because they're great. I've had it happen to me a couple of times to where I needed to get that expensive piece of meat or dinner, whatever it was, off of there. And I'll tell you this right now, I've hated.
Mike Tabor says YouTube won't let him type redneck.
That's right. That's right. I have not
Communist.
wanted to get my wife out there to help me, but in a lot of cases, you
That's
want
terrible.
to use because I'm in trouble. My wife is afraid of fire. Did I tell you about the time when I set myself on fire in the front yard?
I'm not,
Yeah. Well, we'll
Let's
talk
don't
about
go
that
there.
later. Yeah, when I had this surgery done,
no. Let's don't go there.
yeah,
Let's
it was
just-
bad. I was burning up stuff with gas, and then the gas can, 5-gallon gas can, caught on fire, and I threw it, and then flames went in a circle, and then caught the yard on fire, and she went outside, and then I tried to put everything out. I grabbed the water hose, goes running. There was 25 feet, and snatched me back with a broken arm.
Do y'all have video?
No, but people down Highway 18 in Gray, Georgia, were honking and waving Nobody would help me, and I was on fire doing the drop and roll.
We're not related.
And
by the
then
way.
I get everything out. She comes outside and she goes, "Why's everything black on the grass?" I said, I just put some fertilizer on it. She said, "Why does it smell burnt?" I said, "Well, I set myself in the grass on fire. I'm going to be honest." She just walked inside, didn't talk to me for a week.
Yeah. That's more,
Anyway,
that's way more than these folks bargain.
so when you have that happen, you got to get that meat off. Get somebody to man the lid, and you don some protective gloves.
That's a bad idea.
And you literally have 3 to 5 seconds.
Bad idea.
They open that lid, it's going to flame up because it's died down some. It's going to flame up. You pull that meat, they got to close that lid immediately. It doesn't matter. In the case when I was doing that, there was 10 whole pork loins on the grill. It was a huge
That's
grill.
true, Mike.
What did Mike say?
That's true.
What do you say?
If you have a fire in your hopper, I said you might be I think he was going to type redneck, but it wouldn't let him type.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And don't pour water in the hopper. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Here's the thing. Keep your grill clean.
Yeah.
Keep your pellets dry.
Now, going back to the
I'll be
back
honest.
burn.
If you do that, oh, good point. I've said this 100 times. I said it the other night, I think. If you cook over 400 degrees,
Yeah.
before you shut it down,
Yes.
this is what I do. You don't have to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to me. Don't do it. All I can tell you is I don't have any back burns.
Yeah.
If I cook over 400 degrees, I'll kick it back to 275, let it go down to 275 and stabilize, and then I shut it down. It always shuts down like normal. I have no issues. Most back burns are caused when they're cooking at high temps for whatever reason, because they got to have that sear. They cook over 400 degrees and they immediately shut it down. And at that point, that fire pot is so hot, the embers of the pellets are still so hot, the fan's still running, keeping it going, and it starts to back burn through the auger, and you get smoke out of the pellets in the pellet hopper.
Yes.
That's what's happening.
Yes, unless you have the new Traeger D2 series like you have on the 780.
Yeah.
Because before it would do a standard, and you saw this on the.
Let me address that real quick.
Yeah.
And I've said it before on my channel. Here's the thing about the new D2 series on the Traeger, and I'm not a Traeger salesman. He works for Traeger. I don't.
He's not.
But I tell you what this does is it proves, and I'm not right very often.
No.
But it proves.
No.
You don't have to agree with that.
No. Well, that's the truth. I'm not sure you're going to be right now, but I'm.
But it proves
I'm
that I was
optimistic.
right
I'm
this time.
optimistic.
Because I've said this for the last 2 years. I said it on that video, how to clean and operate a pellet grill safely. The new D2 series determines what the shutdown time is
Yeah,
by what temperature you're cooking at,
that's it.
which tells me that this huge grill company realizes what I've been saying all along.
Yep.
Which is the higher temp that you cook at should be the longer the shutdown should take.
Yeah, it's not a
And-
one size
and-
fits all.
Right.
It's not
It-
a one size fits all.
So this new D2
Yeah.
series controller
Yeah,
takes into consideration the temp that you're cooking at and determines how long it should take to shut it down properly,
Yeah.
so you don't have a back burn. So if I'm cooking at 275, for example, it might say that it's going to take 10 minutes to shut down.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking at 450
Oh yeah.
and hit shutdown, because I'm an idiot and don't back it down slowly, it's going to automatically say the shutdown time is going to take 20 minutes.
20 to 25.
Right.
Yep.
So
Depending, yeah.
So it has prevented me
From being a
from,
dumbass.
from
if I'm being honest.
it
And
has
fair.
prevented me
From being a
causing
dumbass.
a backburn into the pellet hopper.
Or being a dumbass.
So that, I mean, that's the truth of the matter.
And that,
If I can be truthful once tonight,
and if I can be honest and truthful,
I love it.
to answer the question from an hour and a half ago, that, my friends, is what makes Traeger set itself aside from any other pellet grill company, is because we don't always get it right. We screw up, but we like to think, and we have proven that we get more things right than wrong, and we'll improve on things that we get wrong daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Which kind of ties into that very last topic of it has very much so been an issue in pellet grills for years of having a backburn, of setting the temperature just down to shutdown, even before the grills even had a shutdown cycle, to setting it to shut down from 450, 500, whatever the pellet grill manufacturer was. Because let's be honest, most people address pellet grills as a Traeger. You guys might not, because you're super educated and know stuff beyond what me and him know and everything else. And even myself wouldn't address every pellet grill as a Traeger. But let me ask you a question. I just want to ask as an experiment on the Jus Piddlin Nation, do you think every hot tub is a jacuzzi? Let's give it a couple minutes and we'll come back to that.
This is a trick question, man.
No, it's not.
It's a trick question.
No, it's a brand
You're
question.
trying to trick them.
It's a brand question.
Trick.
No, it's not. I'll go and answer it for you.
No, don't do it. You said you go.
90% of people
hold on.
associate
24 people riveted because we don't have a life. Mike, I'm not sure that I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I like Austin, who says still holding a pretty good crowd at the 2-hour mark. You realize we're 3 minutes away from 2 hours?
I told you that you don't want to listen to me ever. I know it.
2 hours we've been sitting here.
I know it.
With these beautiful people.
I died twice.
No, you lied twice.
That's right. I died 3
Gregor,
times.
Pellets dry ? Have you tried soaking pellets? Oh my gosh, Gregor, I've already seen
Actually,
some guy.
have. You know what?
Don't do it.
Gregor, listen. I did
There's
an
some
experiment.
guy right now.
I did an experiment
on Facebook. Believe it or not,
I didn't even tell you about this.
That's doing a whiskey soaked. And I don't.
Gregor,
listen.
I took a whole 20-pound bag of Traeger cherry pellets and
Wow.
put in I don't even know what, I think it was a 30-gallon drum of water to see what would happen, and left it overnight, 24 hours straight.
They swole up like baseballs.
They
That's
did.
what happened.
And then I set it out, okay? I left it in the sun for a week. It turned into concrete.
Okay, well, listen now.
Yeah.
There's a guy right now.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah, I want him to try it.
That,
Yeah. And put it in his hopper. Put it in his hopper.
According to him,
Yeah.
he is soaking
Yes.
his pellets
He
in
is
whiskey.
brining his pellets.
In whiskey.
Yeah, he lost his mind.
And now he has them, he soaked them for like a day or two.
Yeah, he's lost his mind.
I think it's a troll that's just trying to see how many people just go ballistic.
I don't. I think he's eating the pellets. He's eating the pellets.
He could be. Now he has them on his pellet smoker.
Yeah.
With cherry
There you
pellets.
go. Well, yeah, of course.
Smoking them back to cherry and with the whiskey.
Of course, that works.
And I don't know if he thinks that they're going to go back into the pellet shape.
Yeah, again, he needs to go back to 7th grade science class where they talk about the molecular structure of certain
He does like Cocoa Puffs.
stuff. Well, there you go. I mean, he's a Fruit Loop because he likes Cocoa Puffs. I mean, there
So
you go.
that's what's happening. The best time to plant her tomato. This is off the rails.
Anyway,
Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin. Woo! Woo!
my point was
Jacuzzi. That's what I'm trying to get you to go to.
Everybody thinks a hot tub is a jacuzzi.
But it's
Jacuzzi
not.
is a brand of hot tub, guys. I sold hot tubs for a long time.
Give me another brand
Of what?
of hot tub besides jacuzzi.
Caldera,
There you
Leisure
go.
Bay,
That's what I'm talking about.
Bullfrog.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dynasty.
There you go.
I mean, LA Spa.
There you go.
I mean, there's tons. You know,
Give me a brand of pellet grill.
Traeger.
Another one.
Traeger. Timberline.
No.
Tailgater. No. All kidding aside, I mean, you got Traeger, then you've got Rectech, then you've got Grilla Grills, then you've got Green Mountain, you've got Pit Balls, you got Smoking Brothers, you've got Camp Chef. Yeah, oh yeah, can't leave out Camp Chef.
Pits and Smiths.
Oh, yeah.
And Spits.
Oh yeah, Fast Eddie,
Fast Eddie.
Yoder,
Love Fat Yoder.
Memphis. I mean, you've got tons of different ones out there.
It's endless.
It really is. But for the most part, people say, well, I'm going to get me a Traeger. And then they go and buy a damn, whatever, Pit Balls, whatever, because they think that is a Traeger. Because we have set the standard from day one because we're the originator. Same thing with hot tubs. Jacuzzi was the first brand of hot tubs ever. So now everybody says, well, my hot tub,
So if I
got a jacuzzi.
So if I get in a jacuzzi, it may not be a jacuzzi.
Exactly right. It could be a Hot Springs. It could be a Caldera, my favorite brand. It could
But it's
be
still a
a
jacuzzi.
Coleman. No, God dog it. It is a hot tub. It is not a daggone jacuzzi. Just like it is not a Traeger, as much as I don't want to admit that. It is a pellet grill.
Let me ask you this, because I love this on Facebook.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I'll dare say half the population of Traeger owners
Yeah,
can't spell Traeger.
I agree with that,
Trigger?
unfortunately. Yeah.
It's Trigger.
Yeah.
It's Traeger.
And I even hate to say it, down here in South Georgia in Lumber City here tomorrow, I'm going to get called the trigger rep a lot tomorrow.
Oh, Trigger.
Yeah.
I like them
Yeah.
triggers.
And a lot of them, believe it or not, associate down here in South Georgia, associate that with Johnny Trigg.
Really?
I swear before you, before little baby Jesus in the
They
manger,
think he owns Trigger.
they have thought before that he owns
Johnny
Trigger.
Trigg.
And he owns Trigger, but he
got-
doesn't own Traeger. He does not own Traeger, guys. He owns Trigger or
I got me
Trigg,
one of them Johnny Trigg pellet grills.
and there's guys that have said that.
Old Trigger.
Yep.
I'm about to pull a trigger
Yeah. And
on old Johnny Trigg.
this is not owned by Johnny Trigg. I'm like, what? I've had this thing for 13 years. I thought Johnny Trigg made this in his
I love it.
backyard.
I love it.
It sucks to be you because you're stupid. And no,
I love it.
this is Joe Traeger's grill.
Not
that
Johnny
you've
Trigger.
owned, not Johnny Trigger.
I love it.
But
That's
yeah,
good.
you will get that sometimes,
Don't forget to
unfortunately.
measure hard.
And then it's my
Big old
job
melon. Hey, first of all,
to break their hearts.
we got to back up. Mike Tabor wants to know how tall you are.
Son of a
We need some measurements here.
Well,
I can get the
before-
tape out now.
No,
'Cause we gotta be
I can
honest.
tell the truth.
We
Before
got-
I joined the Marine
Hold on.
Corps,
You got to say you got to be honest.
before I joined the Marine Corps, I was 5'10". When I joined the Marine Corps, the Marines said I was 5'9.5", which basically, instead of
Means they were telling the truth.
put me at a weight limit of 192 pounds, that put me at 186 pounds. Now, I'm a big guy. Granted, I'm fat like a soup sandwich right now, and I can admit that. I got you. But I'm not a small frame guy either. I don't exactly have, toothpick arms and little
Hey,
bitty,
But hold on.
little bitty shoulders.
The
either.
camera adds 20 pounds.
Well,
what they say.
in my case, probably about 45.5. But that's okay. I'm not a small guy, and I know that. I never have been. Never have been. And I will tell you this. Like, how much you weigh right now?
We just want to know how tall you are.
And I already said that.
How tall?
5'9.5", according to Marine Corps.
5'9.5".
Now, how much do you weigh? And we've talked about that.
Today,
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but today I weighed 197.
Yeah.
First time I've been below 200 pounds in 20 years.
Now, guys, let me tell you
20 years.
this. This is no lie. Sandy at 225 and me at 225. 225 is my best weight ever. I look the best. I feel the best. I can perform the best.
Let me ask you this.
100%. But you have him at 225. He looks the way I do at 257 today.
I look like that Kamado.
Yeah, he looks the way I do right now at 257 pounds. And I've actually lost over 20 pounds in the past 3 weeks.
5'3".
But you put him at 253, he is, well, you put him at, no, you put him 253, he's size that freaking pool. You put him at 225, he looks like how I do at 253. Or 256.
What'd you weigh when you went to boot camp?
When I went to boot camp, I weighed 202.
202.
Yep.
When you got out of boot camp, what did you weigh?
13 weeks later, I weighed 164 pounds. You could see every rib.
Yeah.
You could see my hip bones. And I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but this has always been the example I use. I looked like I was an Auschwitz victim, just got out of a concentration camp.
Yeah.
My wife at the time, my first ex-wife,
Oh, my.
walked right by me and actually shoulder bumped me and walked right past me and did not recognize me on graduation day. Did not recognize me whatsoever. When I went and got my clothing in the brown paper bag, the stuff I wore, it was so big, we had to stop at a convenience store in South Carolina, and luckily they sold some painter shorts. And I got some painter shorts and put those on and wore those home because I could not wear my own clothes home anymore.
Yeah. Same thing with me when I went to
bad.
boot camp. I weighed 189. 12 weeks later, 13 weeks later, I weighed 160.
Now, he weighed 3 pounds more than what I can weigh in the Marine Corps. That tells you guys how short this little rascal is.
I mean, he's taller than you.
There's no way.
Yes, sir.
There's no way.
Yeah. You got to stretch. You got to stretch that spine.
I stretched as much as I could.
You got to stretch that spine.
Wait a minute. So how tall are you?
Like 5'10".
That's some bullshit if I ever heard it. Guys, I
on a
gotta
good
be
day,
vulgar.
5'11".
What?
On a good day, yeah. You just.
I got to say a DD 214 because that's so
You got
much.
to stretch that neck out a little bit.
Anyway, what other question we got? Because the BS is getting thick.
Well, hold on. And so then, before I left Paris Island, I had to go to the exchange and buy clothes because I got my brown paper sack, and I knew that stuff wasn't fitting.
And see,
again,
I couldn't afford to go to it.
No disrespect. I look like a POW. I look like, the bones in my face. And we got the picture out day before yesterday.
Yeah, it looks kind of, you look rough.
Some of these guys that say, and most times they're, no disrespect again, in other branches, they gain 12 pounds in not boot camp, what they call it? Basic.
Yeah.
Basic training. And I'm thinking, I wish I'd have been there because I starved to death.
Yeah. It's
13 weeks, I lost 30 pounds. So
yeah, I mean, it was kind of tough. I remember my drill instructors used to play a game with us. They'd go to the scullery where they washed all the silverware. They'd get a big cup. And all the silverware, the spoons, forks, and knives, the handle looked exactly the same. You couldn't tell. So drill instructors for the last 10 of us, the fat body recruits, as they called us, they would take
I was a fat body.
They would take all of the utensils and put with the business end, the eating end down, because all the handles looked the same. So it was the roulette of death. You just picked whatever you got, and 90% of the time, I got a daggone butter knife. And I remember one day in Chow Hall, it was like week 8, we was doing swim qual.
Ben Anderson, I'm 5'7" to 6'4", depending on what 7-Eleven I go to.
Exactly right. And the Marine Corps treats you the same way, Ben.
I love it.
Just so you know. And
Ben.
we just got done with swim call week, and we've been in the pool for hours and hours and hours. and I was super tired and super hungry. And I remember we were eating, we got spaghetti that day,
I love spaghetti.
and I got a daggone butter knife as usual.
Yeah.
And I was trying to eat, because your left hand is on your left knee, your feet are at a 45-degree angle,
Yep.
and you eat with your right hand. You can't eat with both hands.
Nope.
Your left hand cannot leave your left knee.
And you can't look up.
Nope. And you got that hot juice or whatever you get, water. It's all warm. There's no ice. So I remember trying to eat that spaghetti during lunch with my butter knife, and I said, you know what, screw this. I'm starving to death. So I took everything, the vegetables that had so much water in them. I took all of it, pushed into the pile with the spaghetti, and I looked and waited till the drill instructor looked kind of to the left to eat a little bit of stuff he was eating. And I took that whole daggone tray and dumped it on the damn table, just dumped all of it quick, and just started raking it into my mouth, just like a damn dumpster. Didn't even care. And they looked over at me in like 3 seconds and made everybody get out.
This is way more than they bargained for.
Yeah, well, this is true. This is America. And I just shoved it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, they tried to pull me off that damn table, and my left hand came up and grabbed a hold of that table, and I shoved it in as much as I could until I couldn't hold any more of my cheeks. And I walked outside, and I swallowed as much as I could of that nasty dry spaghetti off that table. And I didn't even care. But after you eat spaghetti with a butter knife like 6 weeks in a row, you just get fed up.
You're right.
You can only do so much.
And different platoons are different. For us, we didn't get a choice. We just all of us got spoons. That's what we had every day for.
I wish I'd had a spoon.
For spoons.
Yeah.
But when
Third battalion gets spoons.
Yeah, they get
butter
to watch
knives,
TV.
Guys. Butter knives.
They got to watch TV during lunch. Like Tom and
You
Jerry.
lost your damn
They watched
mind.
Tom and Jerry.
You lost your damn mind.
And got ice cream cones.
Yeah. I was happy to go to the
spoons.
dentist and get 6 teeth pulled out because I got to hear the radio.
I got 2 teeth pulled out at boot camp, yanked out.
Yeah.
And in the Marine Corps, everything has a different name. Like this is not an ink pen. This is an ink stick.
Yeah.
It's an ink stick. Well, a piece of paper is called a chit. Well, I got a chit when I got my teeth yanked out that said I was SIQ, which meant sick in quarters for a day. So I go back to the barracks, give my chit to the drill instructors. I'm SIQ for a full day. Okay, well, the next morning, 05:30, they're hauling tail down the road on a run. Well, drill instructor kicks me out of the rack. I'm like, well, hey, bud, I got a chit. He took that chit, wadded up through in the trash. I packed my mouth full of gauze, low right or left, right down the road for the whole run, just like everybody else, swallowing blood down my throat and choking on gauze. And they didn't really care that I had a chit. But that's Marine Corps boot camp, and I would do it again 100 times because I miss it every day.
And it's because they knew you was full of shit.
Did somebody write that on here? Somebody had to write that.
No, they did not. No, they did not. But the Piddlin Nation knows the truth. They know the truth about the chit.
Smiley Roberts just chimed in.
About dang on time. Why is he not over here? What is he
Smiley,
doing?
why are you not over here?
What are you doing?
Go check out Perfection. His last post is giving away 100 set of 3 knives. I've mentioned this site. Perfection. We got to check that out.
Yeah,
Perfection. I love it. You can always tell a Marine, you just can't tell him much. That's a fact.
Yeah, that is true.
I agree 100%. Kurt.
That is true.
And proud of it. I love it. Had to put my boy and nephew down. That's what I'm talking about, Chad.
Yeah.
Boom. Smiley.
Yeah, that's a good fella.
All right, guys. We've been going 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
I apologize for taking up so much of your time.
That's a lot.
If you guys want to hang out some more, we will. But there's 27 of you still hanging in there. I mean, we'll keep going.
Yeah. I can
You
tell you right
tired?
now, I've got nothing else to do. I mean, I've got to go to work tomorrow. He doesn't, but I do. Other than that, I ain't got nothing
My
going
son
on.
Nate, he's actually attempting as hard as he can, and I'd appreciate y'all's prayers with this.
Yeah.
He's trying as hard as he can to get into the Marine Corps, and goes tomorrow to take the practice test for the ASVAB and see what we can do with that. So prayers for that. But I've been telling him some of the things, to get prepared for, and some of the stories, hard to believe, but I mean, they're all true, and I guess you can't really get them in your brain until you've been there. So yeah, I guess that's one of those things that you just got to be there. But Paris Island is a special place. I couldn't wait to get off that island when I graduated, but now I can't wait to get back. And every year, at least once a year, I try to go back and at least watch one graduation just to keep those juices flowing. Just because we're out don't mean that we don't try to keep those traditions alive, And if me and Harley, either one, were to see a Marine out in town being a jackass, don't think that we wouldn't straighten them out real quick, because they represent us. And so,
yeah,
that's just kind of how I feel about it. And that's why I like to go back and plus just reminisce, that place is so special and just love it.
Yeah, I need to go back. I haven't been back to Paris Island since 2001.
Well, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe me and you both go.
We need to go. I haven't been in a long time.
So,
and that's where I finished up my Marine Corps career. Was I was an instructor out at Chosen Range as an instructor, marksmanship instructor out there. And
Starlight Range was the best, but
no, it looked like a damn.
I love Starlight.
A reject golf course. You had nothing but bare patches. Chosen Range.
That's what was best about it. It wasn't like a golf course. It was tough.
Yeah,
it was tough.
It was tough, all right. Yeah, looked like a damn, say, a retirement home for grass. It was horrible. Chosen Range was pristine. Because all the instructors
you want
out
to order
there.
Pizza?
What?
Pizza.
What the hell we need a pizza for?
What's a pizza come in?
A pizza box. Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I love it. Hey, cheers, boy.
Now, Sandy shot expert in boot camp. He shot expert 100%.
Range high, by the way.
Well, that's negotiable. I mean, they went bad about that. But anyway, they didn't have to go to bad about my score. I shot marksman, which is you have expert, sharpshooter, and marksman. I shot marksman.
Explain to them what the badges look like.
You've got...
So that they understand the pizza.
Yeah. I mean, you got some kind of weird looking thing for expert. You got kind of an iron
cross.
Got an iron cross for sharpshooter, and for marksman.
What was the?
You have a box.
It
looks like a pizza box.
What was the sharpshooter?
Like an iron cross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I never got that, so I didn't know what it was.
Anyway, I learned everything. Even if I didn't achieve it, I still knew the heritage of the Marine Corps guys. But anyway, yeah, I had a pizza box. I'm not ashamed of that, because a pizza box in the Marine Corps is expert marksman and any other branch, especially.
That's true. Now we do now
because
in the Marine Corps we do
meters with iron sights.
Right. In the Marine Corps we do shoot with iron. We did at that point.
Yeah, at that point was iron sights.
Shoot with iron sights, and we shot 200, 300, 500 yards.
Yeah.
So 500 yards, you're in a prone position, shooting at a target that looks the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah. It's basically a 6 foot by 6 foot piece of cloth with a target that is 12 inches wide, and then it is 24 inches tall.
And I happen to hit it 9 out of 10 times.
And that's it. I mean, it's pretty intense. But yeah, so I shot marksman out of boot camp because my drill instructors kicked me in the ribs the entire time. They babied him and fed him damn Twinkies
they
and
did.
all kinds of crap.
I had a little stuffed animal.
Yeah, he
when I went
did.
to sleep at night.
Me, they kicked the dog shit out of me. If I'm being honest,
I love it. I love it. If he's being
they
honest.
hated me. They hated me like a damn soup sandwich. But that's okay because when I got out of that, my last DD 214, getting out of the Marine Corps, I was ninth award pistol expert. How many times you qualify with a pistol?
Never.
0. Goose egg. 0. Ninth. 9 times.
He can shoot the lights out with a pistol.
Now, with a rifle.
So now, if we're ever together, and he has a pistol, and I have a rifle, somebody's in trouble.
I mean, you got to know your weaknesses and your strong points.
Somebody's in trouble.
And I shot expert, through my Marine Corps career I actually got on the Marine Corps and pistol, Marine Corps rifle and pistol team. I qualified for that.
Rifle qual, 200 yards.
Yep.
We're standing, kneeling.
200? No. Standing, kneeling, sitting.
Standing, kneeling, sitting.
15 rounds.
300.
5, and 5.
Right.
And then you got 200 rapid.
Right.
And then 300 is you got a 300 rapid and a 300 standing kneeling.
That's right.
Yeah.
And 500 prone.
500 prone.
So that's how we qualified.
Yeah.
And I forget what I shot. There was a guy, the platoon over, who was a former police officer. It was between me and him, and I outshot him by like 2 points, 2 or 3 points. It was really close.
And it got to where when I was back on the rifle range as an instructor, I could shoot an expert score from the 200 all the way back to the 500, shooting all positions in the standing position.
Jeff Reed, I think
got to where I learned that much.
And Semper Fi, brother, let me tell you something. And you're one of a couple of guys that I've heard that have tried to go into the Marine Corps, and for whatever reason, X, Y, or Z could not enlist.
Right.
And for those of you that have done that, utmost respect.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, there is no difference. Your patriotism, I mean, the flag's still flying right there beside me. Your patriotism has no bounds, just like mine does, just like his does. And hats off to you. So thank you very much.
Well, and that goes back to 1774. The Marine Corps was established in 1775, Tun Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 1774, what allowed the Marine Corps to be established was those revolutionaries that would not budge, would not give, and allowed that buffer zone, basically those patriots like you and like a lot of people that might not have been able to join the Marine Corps back then or now, whatever, it doesn't matter, but still stand that watch and still man that tower in their yard and everything else, man that tower in life, that figurative tower, that beacon, so to speak, that allows the military to do their job, because there's people that is that last resort line of defense that is absolutely 110% essential to this country, maintaining the livelihood and liberties that we have today. As much as the military wants to take the credit and the government wants to take the credit and all that, it goes back to...
What color's your eyes?
Huh?
What color?
Hazel.
You got hazel? They look blue.
Sure.
No, they look blue.
Why?
I'm serious.
Why?
Well, they're saying that your eye color has a lot to do with how much your drill instructor likes you.
Here we go. Anyway, it goes back to Japan when they said,
blue.
No, my eyes are hazel blue green. They adjust to
What the
whatever
hell does that
color
mean?
I'm
Hazel,
wearing.
blue, green.
I'm looking at you wearing a bluish gray shirt, so now they're going to reflect into your eyes of deceit that they are blue.
Are you looking into
Anyway.
my eyes?
Yeah, to see how much crap you're full of. Anyway, it
My
also
wife says
goes
I got
back to
blue eyes.
Japan. When Japan,
That must be
bombed
why I
Pearl
shoot better.
Harbor, and they said they weren't worried about our military or anything else.
Blue-eyed guys shoot better.
But they said, we are so concerned because behind every blade of grass and the waking giant that we just awakened by bombing Pearl Harbor is a gun with every American.
You
standing
bet it
behind
does, Mike.
So that is why
You
it's
bet
so
it does,
important
Mike Tabor.
that the guys that
Cheers to
the military guys and everything else, been there, done that, all that kind of crap, all that kind of good
Absolutely.
stuff. Cannot take for granted the guys who, for whatever reason, medical, physical, whatever, that couldn't get into the
Ricky,
Marine Corps,
cheers,
whatever
brother.
else. We still have to value everybody in the United States that stands behind the Second Amendment and all that stuff, because that's what makes the American country great, because nobody wants to mess with us because of that. Because that. We get through so they get through all of us. Me and Sandy's still in the military, they get through us, everything else. They still got everybody else to contend with who believes in America and that has the right to bear arms. That's why it's so important. So, I hate that you couldn't get in the military and other guys couldn't get in the military. And if I'm being fair and honest, it took me two times to get in the Marine Corps because I got messed up feet. I broke all my toes. I had to get a waiver because I got messed up toes. So I was that close to not getting there myself. So again, we appreciate, not trying to speak for Sandy, but we appreciate your patriotism, everybody's patriotism. Anybody that loves and believes in that American flag, I tell you what,
absolutely,
that means more than anything in this entire world, beyond anything.
And I've said it before on my channel, and I'm not ashamed to say it again. Sometimes every now and then it comes up, and some people ask me, what's my favorite NFL team? I don't have a favorite NFL team because I don't watch the NFL, because I'm not supporting anything that disrespects the flag. I'm just not going to do it. So,
and it's so sad.
And
it's so sad.
And again, I've said it every single time, but I've been a high school football coach for 15 years. I love football. I'm still a huge Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Yeah.
I love Tennessee football. I love college football. That's one of the best times of year besides NASCAR. I love Tennessee football. I love college football. I love football. But the political aspect that has gone into NFL has ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm just not going to support it. I'm not going to do it. As far as I'm concerned, anything Nike, I'm not going to support. That's just the way that I've always been. And I think at some point, everybody has to have something that they have. Ultimately, they're going to stand up for. And so that's just been kind of my stance on all of that. So, and again, I love football. I've coached football. I've been a football coach. But more than a football coach, I'm an American. I'm a United States Marine, and that's where my loyalties lie. So that's just my kind of stance on that.
Exactly.
I know y'all didn't bargain for all this on the barbecue show.
Oh yeah.
But
you always lie to them. You always lie to them. They think they're getting barbecue recipes, and they get
Austin Dudley.
Get America.
Cheers, brother. Keep me updated. I want to know what's going on with you.
So what's the deal with the grill now? He got another messed up grill.
3. He's got one put together, except the lid is bent, so he's going to try to get a new lid, and it ought to be good.
So is the lid on the other 2 bent too? That's
bent piss.
Oh my goodness.
Bent piss.
Sweet baby Jesus. Well, that's
Jim K. Cheers, brother.
Wow. That's horrible. I hate that. And that's
but worse things could happen. Worse things could happen.
I guess. They could shave your head and send you to Iraq in 2005, I guess. But other than that, that's pretty horrific. That's pretty bad.
Amen, Gregor. Amen, brother. Amen.
I can't see all this. So all this amen stuff you doing? I
It's,
don't
it's
know.
right there. It's
I
right
can't
there.
see that far. I got
They
bad
didn't teach you how.
eyes.
They didn't teach you how to read.
I got sand in my eyes from damn
Sand.
Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, heaven forbid.
Hey, I'll read it to you.
I know.
Just like when we were back in high school, I'll read it to you.
First of all, we wasn't in high school the same damn time because you was old as a Methuselah. You and Abraham went to damn high school together.
How many years were you in high school?
What do you mean? See? Keep on playing with damn.
I'm good at bowling too. Hold on. Barbecue's well. Next time you boys do this, I'm gonna drink along with you so I can keep up. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnny Boy. God bless the both of you. Our young men and women need patriots like you to mentor them. God bless you, man.
Well, and I'm glad to say that too. I just got an email 2 days ago.
Grant Williams went to Boston in NBA draft. That's awesome. He's a heck of a player.
Yep.
Heck of a player. He sure is.
Well, I just got an email 2 days ago. The Iraq cook we did last year.
Yeah.
I just got an email 2 days ago. We're doing a cook again this year in Afghanistan for the troops. Last year we cooked for over 1,600 troops in Baghdad, Iraq. I hadn't been back there since 05, somewhere in that area, or actually 06, sorry. And it had changed a tremendous amount for me. It was kind of surreal going back there, but it's very humbling to be able to stand there and feed the troops at two different stations there in what used to be a very hot zone. I was stationed at Camp Striker, Iraq. Now Camp Striker is gone, and now it's all part of the green zone, close to the embassy there, very close to the bathhouse where Saddam Hussein did some very bad things to some people and was actually tried for his bad doings and hung when I was there in 05 for that. To be back there in that very area and to cook 200 yards from there for our very young troops now and tell them thank you for their service and everything else was outstanding. This year we'll be in Afghanistan. Other than what you hear this evening and maybe a couple other places, Traeger Grills is not going to, promote that or anything else because that's not what it's about.
Mike Tabor, love you, brother.
It's just about bringing just a small sliver piece of home to those women and men and young people that are protecting our country right now.
If we could ever work it out, I'd like to go.
Yeah, I'd
like to go.
I know it, and it's cool. It's great to be able to do that, and we're going to do that again this year. But this year will be in Afghanistan,
and that's a great thing that a grill company is doing for our service members, and a lot of people don't hear about much.
And I'll tell you, another group that does that is Stretch.
East Wind Farms. This is, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. That's my brother right there, Harley Smith. East Wind Farms want to know who my guest was.
Yeah, I'm his brother.
Easy now, don't.
I am his brother. Or, better way to put it, he is my brother.
We are brothers.
Yeah.
Love him to death.
Yeah.
Love him to death. All right, guys. We've been going 2.5 hours. We're going to let you guys get back to your families.
I bathed 42 days.
Thank you so much. I can't believe the turnout we've had for 2.5 hours.
No, it's been great.
It's amazing. I've enjoyed this just because I've gotten to spend with my brother.
We'll never get to do this. Yeah.
Never. But hopefully we can do it.
I hope so. And hopefully
once a month.
Hopefully we've answered some questions.
Once a month?
Yeah, I hope so.
We've answered some questions why I am the way I am.
Well, I think they already know that. I mean, obviously I'm the calmer, more clear-headed. And
East Wind
clear-thinking,
Farms, he's got pretty blue eyes.
Yes, you do.
I told you had blue eyes, not hazel.
I don't have blue eyes.
Well, that's just what they're telling me.
First of all, you can't see my eyes because I got fat swelling up around my eyes.
Well, they can see it.
Well, no, I can believe that. The viewers are.
I tell you all the time.
Now that I look at it between that light, that looks like I got blue eyes too, but it's not true.
I already. I tell you all the time, you got pretty blue eyes.
Well, you don't.
I tell you all the time.
And if you did, I'd punch you in your mouth because it sounds weird.
I tell
What the hell does that
tell you all the
mean?
time.
No, you don't. Anyway, I hope that we answered some good barbecue questions, other than all the BS
Me
we've
too.
done too.
I don't know if we
and
answered
cutting
one.
up. Well, there's been a couple maybe. I think they left before the answer got out to them.
Kyle, thank you, brother. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. What is today? Thursday, Sunday morning. Please tune in
I will
to the
not.
Sunday morning show. He'll be here too. So
No, I'll be sleeping because I'm working tomorrow.
he's going.
Saturday, I got a lot of prep work to do. I got a lot of.
He's working tomorrow.
I am. I'll be demoing. And
I'm going to
again,
be working tomorrow too.
down in Lumber City Ace Hardware down there, or Lumber City Hardware. Come down to see us if you get a chance. If I'm being honest and fair, it's the middle of absolutely nowhere. But
Smiley.
what is great is
East Wind Farms 0311 here.
there you go. There you go. Simplify.
Simplify.
Man, I tell you what, Camp Geiger, I don't know what year you
Woo!
went through, but Camp Geiger was something else. I left there and went straight to
One of the
Chesapeake Bay,
best.
Virginia.
One of
to,
the best
Security
chow
Force
halls
School.
in the Marine Corps.
No, the best.
Yeah.
I think from 2000, excuse me. I think from 1990 to now, they still get the best chow hall. And I ate
It's
there
awesome.
one time
It's
for
awesome.
breakfast. The rest of the time, I was in the field.
Yeah. I ate
You
there.
guys ate there every day. I know,
No,
I
it
know.
wasn't, no, it wasn't
But
every day.
us infantry guys like that
But
gentleman
a couple
there,
days, the guy that was back there,
Yeah.
you could order any kind of omelet you
yeah,
wanted.
I know.
Amazing.
Yeah, I bet it was.
It was amazing.
I got breakfast one
It was
time,
amazing.
and that was it. Rest of the time, I was in the field, learning how to
Love
do my
Camp
job.
Geiger. Camp Geiger's chow hall was amazing. Everything
chow
else
hall in the Marine
outside of
Corps.
Camp Geiger.
Crap hole. Yeah, Lejeune, all that. Yeah, but Camp
Ugh.
Geiger, best chow hall in the Marine Corps, and it's so sad
Jim K.
because
Cheers, brother.
nobody gets to eat there. Nobody, other than those guys. These guys, no. That gentleman there, 0311, he didn't eat there maybe once or twice. I promise.
How many pros should I put in my Weber? Peter, don't do it.
42.
At least 42.
Peter, 42. But hopefully we answered some questions.
Yeah.
Cleared the air about some stuff. Made things a little bit easier for everybody. I know we didn't share any recipes really, a couple things, but nothing. But yeah,
We'll do that next time.
well, hopefully.
So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, we will be piddling. See you guys.